Well, that was jacked up. I had it on loop. That was for Lord Needham. If he's going to be here, and I appreciate it, just like all you guys, I'm not going to make anybody wait. Joe Isabella, channel member, what's up? Dopey6621, what is up, Rumi? Acid Test Kids, my man. Mark H, what is up? Lord Needham, good to see you, brother. Kyle Coonley, Robert Douglas, good to see everybody. Did I say Robert Douglas? Did I say Acid Test Kids? I'll try to get back. So what I'm doing, Ground Fog, what's up? Can y'all hear me? I've got 2 chat streams going. So I'm trying to read them both. Right now they seem to be tracking just about right. But I want to be able to highlight your guys' chats, like Scotty saying hi to Robert Douglas, but I can't do that from StreamYard. Marsault, what is up, buddy? Good to see you, brother. See, I just tried to highlight Marsault on, or Meersalt. I still got to learn. We've got to bump into each other so I learn how to say that. So, guys, I was sitting here while I was waiting for the stream, playing with my Easy Pull Sway from Rough Rider Reserve, which is a $39 knife that is just an absolute banger. Not on your account, Lord Needham. I've been itching at it all week. Let me tell you, buddy, this week to me, D-Metal, what's up? Channel member, good to see you, brother. This week has tried my patience. I don't know where my professional life is going to take me in the next couple of months. I may be a free agent. It's just getting too insane. But I've been looking forward to this, and I could have gone live at 5:15. But this little Rough Rider Reserve, for any of those of you who have taken any type of a slip joint plunge, which I'm at the bottom of, I think I've hit pretty much everything I need. Maybe a Jack Wolf if I see one. Fit a bit. What's up, brother? If I see one at Blade Show, or I'm going to leave myself open to see slip joints at Blade Show, which I've been blind to, the past year. And when I was in Nashville, I didn't notice them the both years I was there. So I'm not going to buy anything. Hey, I've got this little banger that came in this week. I don't know if any of y'all picked up. I know some of y'all passed on it, but I didn't get the original Stout. I thought it was a little bit big when I handled it at Blade Show. This Pony Stout has blown me away. Kubi did such a good job, and Kevin and Colin did a great job, and I really love this knife. I don't know if y'all know, if you watch my channel, I cannot thumb slick to save my life. The way that this hole is done, you can get your thumb in there, and there's just no way to miss it. And it's a hollow grind, which again surprised me. And I got the black and blue micarta because I went there right after a meeting that I was in. So I didn't get there till about an hour and 15 minutes after they went live. It was about 12:30, 12:15 Central Time. And they were already sold out of the blue and the stonewashed, which is the colorway I wanted. But this was my second pick, so it was still available. And I'd be happy to get a G10. The Pony Stout, Lord Needham, is actually fire. I've already reached out to one of the Devo Knives chair people and asked them if this was on the drawing board for a more premium version to get the QSP treatment. And he told me it had been asked to him so many times he felt like it would be. And I'm really, really excited about the slip, the nipple slip, the nipper. Is it the nipper? The Devo nipper, the little small flipper that he's also going to do the nip slip, the slip joint. So Bex, there's nothing wrong with that, buddy. I took a pass on the first Stout and took a pass on the Buzz. Now the Buzz, depending on if I have cash, which it doesn't look like I will, the Buzz will be possibly on my list at Blade Show, but I'll know when we get closer to the show, and I'll call Kevin and ask him to set me one back. But I've been, just for support, I bought the Growler, which has been in action probably my least impressive in action, but I knew that going in because Kevin told me. I knew the hole was kind of big, but the design of the knife, the design of the blade, Scotty, you'll appreciate this. It cuts to me kind of like the TRM Shadow. Not as thin, but it's a tall blade and it's very slicey. And I think if that knife gets dialed in with the USA treatment, us 250 if I want it. Lord Needham, don't tempt me. Right now, Thursday I can't even have these conversations. But I'm trying to see, what I'm gonna do. But I would love to go, and I'd give you 275, buddy. I wouldn't take $50 from you. But are you going to Atlanta, Lord? I couldn't remember if you were. And I know I'll probably see some of you there. There are a lot of you I won't see there. But if you see me, I'm about 5'6". I'm average height. I tell people I weigh about 120 pounds, and I will be walking alongside a couple of tall people. I'll probably have Shane there, and you're not. Well, next year, buddy, or we'll catch up in Texas or Blade Show West. I'm trying to make it work out. What is up, Mimo? Michael Morgan, my brother. Welcome, guys. But so the only other things I got this week, I think y'all saw the MASH V1 or V2 that really has blown me away. I carried this the second half of the day, and it's just a great knife. I need to take it apart and clean it out, and I probably need to find out. Junior Miz, what's up, brother? I probably need to figure out what size skiffs this takes, and I probably need to skiff it up because this knife, along with my Nomad, not my Nomad, yeah, my Asher Nomad tie with the thumb hole, that used to be my number one, and I was all over it until I got this knife, and now I'm thinking this knife is all about it. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be there, but I'll warn you, last year, Patty Potato Peeler, what's up? I watched your video today and I've forgotten the name of the knives you showed. Those beautiful knives made in England. Ashley, I'm so bad because I'm new to the slit joint game. But anyway, I love watching your videos. And my Victorinox little sharpener came in. I've enjoyed it. But no, guys, I will be over there. But what I don't typically do is I really won't take a lot of videos. What I'm hoping to do this year is get some more kind of videos of a lot of us hanging out on Sunday. Get some Ashley Harrison. That's it. Thank you, my friend. Those were cool little knives. And that one that you had, and I'm going to call it wrong, so don't slap me. It looked like abalone, kind of a real shiny material. Just gorgeous. Awesome knives. If y'all aren't following Patty's Potato Peelers, which I hope you all are, they are some really cool channel from across the pond and a really neat guy. And buddy, I hope you feel better and are on the mend. But I will be at Blade Show, but I will be mainly there checking out people. So I'm not going there with like a film it. If there's something that looks like it's worth filming, since I film everything on my iPhone, I will. But I won't be there. Now I'll tell you that Tri-State will be there. He'll film. He'll go back to the room. He'll edit. He'll upload. I will. No, Dopey, you're clear, buddy. And I won't film at our personal space. But I will be. I probably won't film, but like if we're all hanging out in the lobby, which is my favorite place at Blade Show, and that's where Shane will usually sit and hold court, Edgy American, because literally that's for me what it's all about. I do want to walk around and look at the knives when I get there, maybe Friday. And if I see something really cool, I'll take videos, like little shorts, and edit them together. Not edit them, but stitch them together so I can upload them all as like one video. But they're going to be rough, guys. I'm not taking any equipment. I'm taking my phone, I'm taking my shoulder bag, and I'm taking a few knives. That's about it. I'm traveling light this year. I didn't travel with much last year because I didn't have a channel, but I did watch staying with Tri-State. I watched him pack up a ton of stuff, and I told him, you're making a mistake. And he proved me wrong. He was able to, because he's done it before at trade shows, he was able to manipulate his way through the crowd and get some really good video. To me, I don't think he had any fun. Hey, I'll tell you, I had the chance to throw down with Cole, but when you meet him in person, he's so damn lovable. I mean, he's kind of lovable on the stream, but you don't hear the high squeaky voice and you can't hear his like boyish jubilation when he gets excited about a knife. And Kara is just, she adds 100 points to Cole's swagger factor because she's just so sweet. Ian Coates, my man, how are you, brother? I'm going to see him at Blade Show if I go to the Chavez booth. Not the Chavez booth, that was a Freudian slip. The Chris Reeves booth. And Ian, if you hang out in the pit, you'll be able to see Tim Reeves hanging out for sure. I saw him there last year talking to a ton of people. Dude, I cannot wait. Like I said, I'm going just for the people, and the knives are an extra. I'll be honest with you. Last year I bought early bird tickets. I had my passes laid out early. I was ready to go and look for knives. Total waste of time. All it did was stress me out. This year, I'll figure this week I might get online and get a weekend pass. So I'll have it on my phone, be done with it because I've got to go. You've got to get a band anyway. And it's just awesome. It is the 2nd through the 4th. The 2nd through the 4th in Atlanta. It's Friday, Saturday, and half a day Sunday. But if you live, where do you live, Lord? Are you on the East Coast or are you closer to Central? Well, acid test kids, are you, and I know that Texas is so big, because see, I'm thinking Blade Show, Texas. Now, it's a lot smaller deal, but I have had and procured my best knives at the Nashville show out of North Carolina. Dude, you got to come to Atlanta. I'm driving, for me, it's only 3.5 hours, but I would drive to Charlotte for a knife show. And I'll drive, it's really 4.5 because I lose an hour going there, but it's 3.5 real time. I know, dude. That is a long way. I drive to, my little brother went to school up there, but I used to drive back and forth to Charlotte for our corporate trips from Huntsville. It's like a 7.5, 8 hour drive. And most people would say, why don't you fly? And to fly from where I live in Huntsville, it takes about 5 hours to get there. There's not a direct flight. But again, I'm not going. Guys, I will have no money. I will have money for food and money for gas and maybe money for, something. But I'm not going with the prospect of buying knives. Last year I went and I wanted a Wee Malice, which caused me to miss the Wee Snex because I wasn't even looking for it. And I was going to look at TRMs because I thought I wanted a Neutron, which I've eventually got, but I didn't get it there because I couldn't turn loose of that money, which was good because, and this year there's just nothing pulling me towards it, which is scary because I've got 2 whole types of knives that I'm now attracted to, and they've got a shitload of really nice EDC fixed blades available at Blade Show, and they've got more, and I'll only show it one time so y'all won't bail on me, and I'll show you a cool one. I'll show you the Max Ace Beetle. I do want to look at a few slip joints from makers that will remain unnamed because I don't want to have any political stress. I did see the Civivi Snex with G10 handles. And acid test kids, aren't they coming out with a Wii Snex 2 that's got some, the lock doesn't pop out. It's got several advantages that they built to it. But guys, I will tell you, I had it pre-ordered at Blade HQ. This knife is on the bigger side. The blade's probably closer to 3.5 inches, but it's so thin. It is what I think the quintessential gentleman's folder because the blade's perfect for opening envelopes, opening packages. If you need to whittle, you can whittle. The pocket clip looks weird, but I'm telling you, if you wear khakis or if you wear jeans, when you slide it down in your pocket, where the back part of your pocket meets, you know, and makes that pocket, you simply slide it right there and it lays absolutely flush. This knife, if Civivi offers it at a reasonable price, run, don't walk. If you don't like the look of it or you don't like the blade style, and this is break out my John promotional ruler. Yeah, the blade is all of 3.5 inches. So the overall knife is 8 inches. But I don't know what the Civivi will be. But guys, for an 8-inch knife, this thing carries small. It feels really good in the hand. And I have busted loose on some cardboard with this thing. This is a sharpening choil, but it works well for me as a finger choil. Sobek Scooter Scotty has had a couple of really good finds on Amazon with some little fixed blades, some little EDC fixed blades. He sent me a couple of pictures of. I might pull them up if you guys want to look at them. Speaking of little fixed blades, I'm going to share something with you guys real quickly because our friend Jason Grant might join us here in a little while to show us what he's been working on in the lab. But you guys know I'm a Chickadee fan. I like little knives. And I've got the small J-Cal, which is a small knife, but Jason has gotten some 5-inch blanks. This is Ultim and S35. This is a Rockwall. This is the mini gripper, or the one that's loosely based off the gripper. But is that not, can y'all see that? Is that not the coolest little knife? I am so stoked by these little 5-inch. This is a 5-inch knife. Comes with the Kydex sheath. And there are a couple of them that are available.
We see how you get loose. When the pimp's in the crib, ma. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's... Baby, come close. Let me see how you...
I'm sorry. I'm just crazy about little fixed blades. And Scooter... I'm going to pull one up on Amazon that's less than 20 bucks. Give me 2 seconds. I think this is something y'all are going to want to see. If you like little fixies. So this is a little fixie that Sobex has, and it's less than 20 bucks on Amazon. Look at this little guy right here. Full tang, D2. I think they're G10 micarta handles. You can get it in blue or black. It is, I want to say it's 5 1/4. The package is 5.79, so it's less than 6 inches. It's probably 5.5 inches. But is that not a cool little knife, guys? And there was another one Scotty picked up. I'm going to misspell this. Scotty, what was that second one called? Not Valnut. The second one that you picked up, not the little, not the Watchman, but what was the second one you got that you showed me? Valknut. That's it. Thanks, Ian. But guys, as soon as I get paid, I'm checking these out just because they're such a good value. Look at this one right here. Thanks to Ian Coates. Thanks to Sobex bringing it to my attention. I think this is a sexy little knife. Looks like a hollow grind there. I can't tell if it is. I like the way they've got the handle and the choil. Again, I don't care that it doesn't have anything on the sheath because I'm going to either use an ulti-clip or probably horizontal straps. But little 5.5 inch 2.16 blade, $25.99, guys. And I know that when Scotty picked those up, he was excited when they came in today. They are little guys, but I don't have my other little guy here. My favorite knives, this is probably on the big size of what I carry on the daily. And this knife is it's about 2.8 inch blade. And it's a Jesper Voxness, but it's probably the larger. Usually 6.5, 5.5 inches are what I like for an EDC fixed blade. They are flat grind, Scotty. Good to know. Propa, what is that, Ian? I'm going to Google it. I learned about knives from Ian. All right, that's not it. That pulled up a bunch of stuff. Who makes a Propa? Is Propa the manufacturer? No, Jesper does not mix. Did you find it, Mark H? Oh, I know what you're saying, buddy. No, but I saw Jared's updated video where he found the 3D stone holders. What I love about the new Work Sharp Position Adjust, which is an accessory I bought for my Blitz 360, is the angle finder. Because if you get one of those stone holders, the stones, like if you get Veneve dog stones versus Veneve scorpion stones, they're different millimeter thickness. But as long as you got your angle gauge, like if you stick your Portia stones on 8 millimeter, and then you stick to a double side that's 12 millimeters, you can reset your angle to make sure you keep it straight. Kyle Finley probably thinks I'm an idiot. There's probably a much easier way to do that. Boofa. When y'all throw out a name, I'm assuming it's a knife. But I don't think this is a knife either. So I was over at White Mountain Knives. And keep in mind, guys, I don't have affiliate links or anything. I just try to look for cool knives and share them with you guys. Usually that's not true. I buy knives to kind of support my habit. And speaking of small fixed blades, they're sold out now. But Civivi has come out with a small mini Elementum fixed blade, which I'm intrigued by. Can you guys see this? The Civivi Mini Elementum with brown linen micarta, Nitro V. You can also get it blacked out here. But this little guy, 2.2 inch blade, overall length, 4.96 inches. This is under a 5 inch little pokey, slicey Elementum. I thought that was very cool. For those of you that like fixed blades. Now, again, Civivi, Kaiser's done some great fixed blades in, but they haven't crossed the bridge into that micro category. I've noticed, is it not Ultim? Ulta is a little knife company I see on Instagram that makes little small fixies. I see a lot of little companies. What's up, Pretty Fly and Dr. Drew Dude? My people, good to see you guys. But yeah, it's I'm seeing more and more small folders, and that's why I was so stoked. And Jason, if he jumps on here in a little while and he has sound, he'll be able to show off some of those little 5-inch, 5-inch EDC fixies. I know it sounds weird to say Cheeto Bandito EDC fixie, but for me, again, my first EDC pizza operator, what's up? Fixed blade was an SE3 and S35VN. What's up, Demon Hawk? Channel member. And Cheeto Bandito's channel member. Thank you guys. The Sharp Guy ATX channel member. Thank you. Stephen Wallace, what's up? But the SE3 was too big for me. It's not too big for a camp knife. I love the knife. I love the way it slices. I just, in all reality, won't carry it all the time. So that's when I started getting infatuated, thanks to the master influencer, Kevin Lefty EDC, showed me his little chickadee. And I went down the rabbit hole of trying to collect these small fixed blades, because the first one I bought, which I would recommend anybody start out with, the Tucson TS150. It's about a 1/4 inch smaller than a chickadee. Looks very similar. It's an S90V, $44 before you put in your 10% discount. Comes with a little Kydex sheath, and it'll let you learn for less than a fortune if you're going to be interested in outfitting your carrier, enhancing your carry with a little small fixed blade. And what I ended up doing with that one is I took the clip off. I would just drop it in my left pocket. It was awesome. So the only thing that's confused that is now that I'm carrying slit joints in my left pocket. And this is another this week come in. This is a cool little knife, but it's got a funny story. Blade HQ fucked up again. Blade H screw. Y'all want to hear the little rant? Gee Bizzle. So Blade HQ had this advertised on their website on sale as a black titanium and Genzanzo root. So it was like $119, which is more expensive than Knife Center, just saying. And they had, you're right, Dopey, the full size is, but again, I'm all about the tiny knives. But they had the titanium, the raw titanium for $139. So I felt like I was saving $20. They had the titanium and micarta for like $159. This is a cool knife designed by Genzanzo. Very, very thin little flat grind, M390. Just great knife. But anyway, it comes to me, I do the unboxing. Keep in mind, it's a titanium knife. It doesn't feel like titanium. So I do the unboxing, say it's a titanium knife. Go to their site. It says titanium, both in the description and in the heading. So I sent them an email, because in the meantime, I went to other sites and they were calling it aluminum like it felt in my hand. So I sent him an email to Keith. Nice guy, customer service guy, reading the script, right? And he sends me a knife back, John. And I've got the emails. John, thank you for catching that mistake. We have notified our team to update the website immediately. If you're not happy with your knife, which is understandable since it's not what you ordered, feel free to send it back for a full refund. That sounds awesome. I told him in the email that I'd already done the unboxing video, and I just wanted to get my facts straight before I did the video. I wasn't looking to spend a lot of time switching it out. However, I wrote back to Keith. Keith, thanks for the opportunity to send it back in, but I really don't want to go through that hassle. I noticed that the titanium is $20 more. I can send you $30. I can send you the knife with a bill in it, like cash, or we can, is there any way that we can do a exchange where I pay the difference, thinking that Keith would eat the $20 since he misrepresented the knife, but I wasn't even asking for that. But so I could just buy the titanium for the difference, wash our hands of it. That way we just swap knives once. And then, John, I apologize, but our process is you've got to send it back. You'll get, credit, and then you can buy the knife you thought you were buying. So no, fuck you, Keith. I didn't say that, but I'll just keep this knife because it's light. I like it. even though I feel kind of misled by it. But it's a cool little knife. These MKMs come with this little magnetic sheath or slip. Really done well. But Blade HQ has just they fuck the goat every time, guys. It is a trip. G-Ball Vision, let me just tell y'all the down and dirty. This is my come to Jesus moment. That is the round 2 of every knife that has been given away, addressed and ready to go. And I went last Saturday, sat there in line at UPS, threw them all in there. They hit me with a bill. It was in the middle of the month. I couldn't cover it. So I had to walk out knowing that I get flush again on Thursday. I'm going to walk down with the bag. I'm going to drop them off at UPS. They're already all addressed. They've got you all entered in their computer because they went through the hassle of getting them ready. Then they had to void out those slips just because it came out to like $160. No big deal. It's my fault for waiting so long. So please, please, please know that I am and have everyone. I can reach in here randomly and see that this is Leland Phillips' knife. I can reach in here randomly, and this is an old one, S. Nelson. So I've got everybody ready to go. It's just a matter of me getting ready. Dude, no, are you going to be gone, G-Ball? I want to take them all Thursday and get them out. I mean, they'll be, if y'all live in the continental U.S., I'll ship them Thursday. You'll have them by Monday because I do everything UPS. And that's a week before Blade Show, so I felt like everybody'd have them. Now, if you're on vacation, G-Ball, if I hold yours, it'll just make me feel guilty. I'd rather it get stolen from your mailbox than me buy you another Kubi Duroc. Oh no. Dopey, who I doxed? Leland? Look, if anybody comes after my people, my friends, I've got another 100 friends that'll come get you. So it's all for one, one for all here. I apologize for that. But yeah, I will, G-Ball, let me just get it out, brother. That'll be the best thing to do. Because like I said, I've got it all ready to go. It's just a matter of me going down there and being flush with cash and sending them out. And then I'll get back on a schedule where we give a knife away, we ship. I'm getting some more knives in now, trying to buy some knives that I think you guys will be interested in. You know, it's hard, and G-Ball will tell you, it's hard to just buy everything. But I know, Dopey, I showed 2 shipping labels, and I didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to. I just wanted to show that I was, and I trust everybody in here, and that's probably stupid. Oh, man. I was just reading Grosjean's. What's up, brother? Oh, you'll love your Max Ace. I don't know what the Hellcat is, but I've got 3 radically different Max Aces. I mean, as radically different as you could get in 3 different designs of knives. And they are all above and beyond anything I expected. They're fantastic knives. One of them is the Max Ace Babylon button lock. Probably one of the best button locks in my collection, and probably the most futuristic or most modern looking Max Ace and most overbuilt. And then I've got the Max Ace Black Mirror, which I still think is the best value knife on the market. It's 142 retail. Chicago Knife Works has it for 125, full titanium and M390 on bearings with a really sexy blade, titanium clip. And then the Max Ace Beetle S, which is a $142 slip joint, but it's a dark, double dark, shred carbon fiber, titanium bolsters, titanium liners with an M390 blade that is uber thin. M390, fantastic ground, machine ground. And none of these Max Aces that I've seen have any branding at all. They'll have the name, even like my Sandstorm or my Babylon, which are Mad Cat collaborations. They don't even have Mad Cat on them. What's up, Paul? I'm getting behind. Joe Isabel. So I was going to show you guys, and I can't really show you my carry because this is kind of what I'm carrying this afternoon. And then I'll see what you guys carried. What's up, Five Door? So this evening, I carried the MASH V2 just because I love it and it's not dropping to my thumb. So I need to get in there and clean it out. I just hadn't wanted to break it down yet. So that's happening later on this morning. And then I carried, as I showed you guys, the little Anzo or Jen's Anzo root slip joint by MKM, which is a great little knife, guys. And they do these 3 holes here is kind of MKM's finger pull. And what you find out is you grab the blade right there and it gives you just enough traction to really pull that out. So what'd you kids carry? Let me get up here and make sure I hadn't missed anybody. You forget on the detent ball. Is that on when you're deploying it, acid test kids? Yeah, it's a little late. I see what you're saying. It's a little lighter, but for me, maybe it's because of my hand size that finger hole just fits me like a glove. All right. So what'd you kids carry? And you might have already typed it up, and I'm just... All right. Ian Coates has been hanging with the S35 tie today. He is really in love. Sounds like a banger. One Moon, what is up? I hope I haven't missed anybody because I'm slowly scrolling down. G-Ball Vision, the MagnaCut Relative #1. And the new Quibbit from Civivi. Dude, I saw your post on that. That is a little knife that I've been very interested in. Is it as slicey as they say? Are you loving it or tell me it sucks? And B. Walsh is going to really hurt me. Howdy, B. Walsh. Low drag jack. I think that's my favorite Jack Wolf. I don't own one. I've just recently gotten into slip joints. Everybody's been talking about the Feel Good, which I really liked, but I always go back to that micarta low drag that's in stock, and it's just, I love the look of that knife, and I'm eventually going to end up falling down that hole, but I'm afraid, guys. Leland Phil, I'm sorry, buddy. I just doxed you, channel member. Good to see you, brother. I didn't dox you bad. We're all friends here. Michael Morgan carried the titanium VK1 by Kaiser and S35VN, and a Rough Rider Barlow Stag and carbon steel. Very nice, Michael Morgan. Very nice memo. And then Pizza Operator carried his L-Max and Fat Carbon Kaiser Towser K. Very nice. And Carbon Fiber CJRB Echo today. The Echo has really gotten my attention after my experience with the titanium skinned pyrite that I got from who I'll never get from again, Atlantic Knives. But I would really like to check that Echo out. And then Tactical Terry 79, S-Ham, Native 5, and Little Native, S-Ham, Shaman? I'm thinking Shaman, maybe. Ooh, Kyle Coonley carried a nice standard RR. That's the one that looks like the locomotive, right? Oh, T1, not TI. I'm sorry, Ian. I can't read. I'm dyslexic and my eyes are bad. But Kyle Coonley, and I'll get down to in a second, but I'm assuming that's the one, the nice standards, real nice one that's got that fuller that runs across the top of the blade and it looks like a locomotive when it's open. He was inspired by his dad's love of locomotives. Pocket Stuff carried the glow-in-the-dark Spyderco Native. and Patty broke it out in his pajamas and is carrying his Spyderco Dragonfly, which is the only knife to carry with pajamas, or your Spyderco Watu, or your SOG seal, no, your XR Light. I forget what that's called. I've got a little seal that weighs nothing. Oh, Ian, maybe Needham will come. Last year at Blade, Shane, we had met about 6 months before for the first time, and I sent him back because he had just started his channel. I hadn't even thought about a channel yet, but I sent him back with a whole bunch of knives, and he just brought them to Blade Show. Mike McLaughlin, channel member, howdy, brother. Carried his Boker Premium Urban Trapper today. Very nice. See, I've got to learn these different patterns because the only Bokers I have are a club, which I've learned is a cigar pattern. I've got I think this is either a Trapper. I think this is a Stockman because it's got the flat back. It doesn't have the wavy. I think this is a Stockman. And then I've got a little Barlow. And then I've got a lot of Moderns and some Rough Riders. But I've got to get more Bokers. I've enjoyed those. And Dr. Drew Dude is still carrying the Pody Stout, which is just so snappy. Mike Reese, channel member for a month. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for your support, Mike Reese. You lurk away, man. We'll be here for the next many hours. Whoops, that was me failing it. That was not the knife failing. Because like I was showing you guys earlier, I hate thumb flicking. But this little Pony Stout, you really can't fail it. It's just got a good, you can get your thumb in it. You can get your pinky in it. That's why I want to take my MASH V2 apart to get it tuned up. Sobek Scotty Scooter was carrying his TRM Adam DLC with his heartbeat scales and his Watchman FO15. The FO15 is your little fixie, right? Because I've got the 1505 is that slippy, and then the 1507. And guys, these are sub $40 slip joints. This little Warncliffe in carbon fiber in D2, or excuse me, VG10, is a little banger knife for $37 on Amazon. And this one in micarta in VG10 is $34.50, and the micarta's done really well on it. But I won't I won't show slip joints because it makes people bail. I have to break out something cool. Let's see who's carrying what. Josh Worth, welcome, channel member. Went with the M4 Shaman again. Hey, you can't lose with that knife. The Shaman is one of my favorite full-size knives, without a doubt, from a U.S. manufacturer. Mirsalt carried the Endura ZDP, fantastic steel with carbon fiber, and Bug Out with Unlock Composites carbon fiber. Unlock Composites, I've got some of my Civivi, my original Civivi, together only 5.5 ounces. Sweet. But I put the Unlock Composite Civivi contoured bias scales on when those were the only scales they made, or the only knife they made scales for, was the Civivi Elementum. I'm very much a fan. Joe Isabella, my brother from another mother and a channel member, carried the Hogue Deck Cut Magna Cut Tucson TS247 Fixie, a great little knife, little slicey knife, an M390, and a Boker USB, which I've looked at that little knife and been very, very interested by it for a little slippy. And I've actually got a Hogue Deca version 1 Warncliffe and a Hogue Deca version 1 clip point, both in 20 CV, or the S30V. I forget what the first generation were made in. Y'all might know. You can hit me up in the chat. But I sent those to our brother Marty at Original Goat because they were getting requests for version 1s when they released the new Hogue Deca scales. So you guys will be happy to know that if you haven't already, and if you wanted to get Original Goat titanium scales for your version 1 Deca. They are or will be available at Blade and right after Blade. Oh, acid test kids. Frag Friday with the gripper and the Cogent. Jason will hopefully be on here shortly, and he won't have audio trouble because I'm really stoked about the Tripper coming in. Brand New American, my buddy and channel member, had the Rat 1. And then Pretty Fly for a Knife Guy had the Spyderco PM2 Tanto and the James Brand Ellis Slim today. How do you like that knife? I've been seeing it as I've been browsing slip joints, which is dangerous. I should not be browsing slip joints. 5-door had the winner. Medford 187 Tanto, which is a beautiful overbuilt knife, and a UTX 70 today. Very nice, my man. Very nice. This Cubit is good, man. They're definitely improving their button locks. The aluminum is a nice touch, and the blade is super thin, super thin. That's what I've heard. I've heard it's like 0.07. I mean, it's like as slicey as, according to Jared, more slicey than some of his Spydercos. That's awesome, man. And I'll tell you, I've got the I've given away most of my Civivis, but I've still got the Actium, the button lock, the little Actium, and I really like that little knife. Dr. Drew dude nabbed a Tempest Pinion today for $50. That's a score, dude. That's a great deal. Did you get it at NAS sale or did you get it from KC? I knew what you meant, Tactical Terry. I knew you meant a Shaman. The Rat 1 is a great knife, and I only say that because people I really trust have told me it's a great knife. I have never owned or really lived with or handled for any given amount of time a Rat 1 or a Rat 2. When I came into the game, they were kind of, and again, I came into the game 2.5 years ago, right at the beginning of COVID. So I was rapidly gathering kind of the newer stuff. And at the time, it was a good knife, but the Elementum was getting more buzz. That's how whacked I was. I mean, I really didn't know. So I was just buying, like I said, the first knife I know that I remember buying when I got back into the hobby was the CRKT CEO in fake carbon fiber. Lord Needham had the Mini Tempest, the Mini Evo, and the Bexar, which is another slip joint that I've been very, very, very interested in. And when I look at that $199 price tag, my whacked out brain goes, why not just pay another $90 and get the low drag jack or the feel good jack, get one of Ben's knives and call it a day. Because I know once I get one of Ben's knives, one won't be enough, because I know how my brain, it's an addicted personality. I'm an addict. So I know once I get one of his knives in my hand, I want another one. Now, luckily, I topped out on a few Hinderers, on a few Medfords, knives that I know a year ago or 2 years ago, I would have never said I wanted or had any desire for. It's just that I evolved into it. The fact that and it's the fact that someone in the community who's a good friend of mine said, hey, man, just carry this for a week. If you don't like it, give it back. But I really think if you give it some time, it's a small one. It was a 3-inch Hinder XM18. I absolutely fell in love with it. It was a year ago, about today, because I carried it for the 2 weeks before Blade Show and carried it to Blade Show. I'm carrying my Cormorant with Frag Titanium. I love it. That is a great knife, Paul. It is fantastic. I've got the white and black G10 Cormorant in S35, and it's a fantastic knife. I've never handled a Maverick S, but I would love to try one out. But again, I'm afraid I'd just buy it. Carry a Pulsar, a Surge utility slip. Ooh, there are 2 of those in stock. I know where they are, and I want one. There's one in carbon fiber and one in green G10. And the Pulsar is an excellent knife. I have one of those, and you're flipping the crypt right now. Go, Gracian. Have y'all seen the new Kunwoo that's coming out that looks like an Evo from Rotten Designs? If not, I will show you. Find it right here. Kunwoo knives. Kunwoo knives. Let's see if it's going to be on here. I know it's on their social media. But if you think the Pulsar is badass, this is like a Pulsar on steroids. And I'm going to have to go to their social media because it's not on their website. Y'all may not care, but I think it's worth looking at because I saw it today on their social media. And I was like, oh shit, y'all ready to see it? And then we'll get back to the carriers. Let me show y'all this new Kunwoo that's coming out and tell me what y'all think. And before you say it's ripping off an Evo, the blade shape is very similar. I'll give it that. But there are also a lot of differences. So let's take a look at it. The Padre and Vanix. Production is going to be finished at the end of June. We will start a pre-order on these, opening on June 1st after we start delivering the Chad to our backers. It's a big chunk of Vanix coming in several configurations. So what do you guys think about that knife? And again, it'll come out in a lot of configurations. So I imagine it in the G-Carta. I imagine it in the orange peel. I love the blade on it, the look of the blade, the finish, not to mention the look of it. I think that is a badass knife. That choil looks jamming. The clip looks banging. I'm a fan. I am just a fan. Joseph S., how are you, brother? The Finch Halo G10 Red, Mini Tac Bowie, Rebar, and Paraclaw. Guys, I've got like 15 Finches I've got to decide what to do with. I don't know if I should put them on NAF sale. They don't get a lot of love. Maybe I'll make them available to channel members, put them on just a super sale. Yoko carried the Odium, the Growler, and the Kaiser Gracio. I love it. Representing Fair and Forge, representing Kevin and Colin, and representing Sharif. Okay, the station's the big one I'm thinking of. The RR is first design. He put mine together from different ones. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Will I be able to find it if I Google it? Nice Standards RR. Yeah, I'm so out of the loop. If I don't learn about knives from you guys or from one of the few reviewers I watch, all right. RR's first design. Put mine together different. Okay, the station is the standard yours? The RR standard? Let me show you this picture and you tell me if I'm onto something. Or just tell me go on to what you were doing, John. You'll never find it. And then you won't hurt my feelings. But is this it? I love that handle. I love the way the blade just disappears in it. Nice, Kyle. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, you can beat it to death from what I hear. And that's what's the great thing about those kind of knives. And there's several knives that'll do that. My cold steels, I feel like I can beat them to death. The one knife I will list is the Gray Man Satu I still have on loan from Apex Alchemy. That's the one that our brother Satu Dave does all the scales for, right? That he loves? That's the Gray Man Satu. JWK. I've got some quiet carry, but what's JWK? Something W knives. Jack Wolf knives. Jack Wolf knives. Joe Isabella, we were just looking at that. Is that the Civivi Elementum Micro? Whoops, I didn't type in fixed. I don't want to go straight to White Mountain Knives. I was hoping to find, all right, to White Mountain Knives I go. Is that what you were talking about on the fixie? Joe, this one right here? Even though it's sold out, this little bad boy. Comes in right under 5 inches. Micarta VG Nitro V. Looks like it's got a good little sheath with good retention that locks in right there. I'm a fan when it comes back in stock. I'm a player. I might even check on Amazon. All right, looks like I got everybody. Nope. One Moon had the gripper and the Nefarious Art Coat pick. Very nice. Let's see what else we got. Anyone got anything from Blue Creek Knives? Yeah, guys. Blue Creek Knives has got all of their stuff on sale for up to 23% off, except for like Brian or Jack Wolf knives and knives that you can't put on sale, right? Because the manufacturer won't let you. Whoa, that was close. Whoa. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. That came flying out of my hand, went between my fingers, bounced out of my lap. That was close, guys. And I'm not bleeding. What was I saying before that? Because that totally took me away. Let's see, anyone? Oh, Blue Creek Knives is going out of business because Brian got a promotion at his job. And it's going to take him a lot more time. And running a knife store, if y'all watched any of Kevin's live last night, you know it takes a long time and a lot of work. And he wants to have time for his family. So he's moving everything out at really good prices to the community. So if y'all are in the market for a knife that's carried at Blue Creek Knives, like a Vanish, a QVIS Vanish, he had some of those last time I was there, which would be eligible for the discount. I think maybe the QVIS is not. But he's got some good knives there. So check it out. And G-Ball, I know the Maverick S is a banger. I just haven't had one because I've got knives that are so close to it. I know the F5.5 is not it. I know a Jaeger's not it. I know a Roxy's not it. I know a Slim Midi's not it. Or a Thick Boy's not it. But they're all kind of close enough to where I'd feel guilty getting it. And that's why I never want to try out knives. People offer, let me send you one, JuhVon. I was like, no, please don't. Because I will just go all rabbit hole on you and want to buy it from you or want to buy one. Now, Twain Thing, he carried the Devo Pony Stout, which I've got right here. And I want a side buster or a clod buster or a something buster. I'm not sure which one. I don't think I want a case. But I have seen a real nice purple bone case, but I'm looking for that style single blade side buster knife. That'll probably be possibly the next and only slip joint I get. I've got this Tucson Modern, which to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, kind of has a side bustery look, even though there's nothing authentic about it. But this knife, guys, is available at White Mountain Knives. It's got that little hieroglyphic of the lizard chasing the dragonfly, getting ready to eat it. M390, real nice belt satin, real nice walk and talk. Very good knife. But that's the closest thing I have to a side buster. I don't want a flipper Jaeger. I got the 9 flipper. I was lucky to get the non-flipper. My buddy has the flipper, which it is tuned well, but it does get in my way because I'm used to not having it. So I don't see any reason with this detent and this knife that it would need a flipper. and I would not trade it for the exact same configuration with a flipper. I would rather have this knife without a flipper. I would rather have a Koenig Arius, even though it has a beautiful flip. It feels great, but I would personally, if I was going to buy a Koenig Arius, which I'm not, I would rather have it with a non-flipper. And it's only because that's the way I like to actuate a knife. It's totally subjective. Totally subjective. And Ian, my f.5, even though I love it, I got one of the micarta ones back in the day that's got kind of the wonky detent, the real light detent. See that? It doesn't have that snap like Grateful Panic has two that have a lot of snap. This one doesn't. I mean, I can get it in the right place, and by pushing it out good, it'll give it snap. But if I just want the detent to do the work, it's going to go wah wah. But I still love the knife because it's got a super tall flat grind. I love the way it carries. Yeah, I just wish it was a little bit better. Why are they discoed? Is he not going to do any more? I mean, it seems to me that if you can sell them out and people are lining up to get them, why wouldn't you offer them or offer a version 2 or an enhanced version? Why wouldn't you let the market dictate that? Are you looking for a Jaeger G-Ball? Or are you looking for both? Or are you looking for neither? Mike McLaughlin bought Lefty's Jaeger. Did anybody buy Lefty's something rotten Evo in 80s carbon fiber? The two, I was wanting that knife so badly. That's a knife. I don't know if y'all saw my review when I had A to Z EDCs. My brother from another mother who lives here in Huntsville, he let me have his for a weekend, and he's got the big 3.0 that I handled at Blade Show last year and ruled it out. I ruled out the 202. They were too big. They weren't my jam. They were scary when they closed. I thought they were going to chop my finger off. Guys, I had that knife for 2 days. Also had the flipperless Koenig Arius, a beautiful one. The Koenig Arius, meh, great knife. The Evo, I was done. Whatever I've got to do to find one, I love that knife. Not only is it so sexy, it works so well. And it just took me, you can't go to a Blade Show and not have handled a knife and expect to have that guttural response that you would have if it's a knife that you've been kind of interested in. You pick it up, it feels like it functions right, but it's maybe not blowing your skirt up. That doesn't mean that it won't. You just need to get it to where you've got time to spend time with it, and you will love that knife. Nacelle. I've been going there every day. And Cole actually snagged what I was looking at. I was looking at that little wee Roxy. But again, I don't need to buy anything right now. You know, Ian, I agree with you there. And I used to think that. And I don't know if my fingernail has gotten stronger or if I've just built up enough dust, because you can see the dust coming out every time I flip it. But I love the hole being sharp. I guess if it was a little less sharp, because I miss the mash once every 15 flicks. Only because with this one, you get in there, you can't miss it. But it is very sharp. You're 100% right. But that is a beautiful knife. It is contoured so well. I love it. Definitely one of my top 10. But still, I'll go back and I'll stand by this one until I find a better one. This is my number one, not in price, but in functionality, in detent, in everything I look for in a knife. This is an EDC dream, and this is the field duty EDC, which, according to what I'd seen talking to Leon, Eutectic, the budget brand, I sent out the Trinity to somebody. They've got one called the FDS, which is a field duty, looks just like this, but it's going to be in micarta G10 and a liner lock, and it's going to be much more affordable. Great knife. Again, it's my number one. The golf putter Jaeger. I've not seen that one yet. Satisfaction, I'm never alone, buddy. I've got all y'all with me. I've got my JuhVon's shirt on that, funny enough, I've got something on the back that you can't read. You can read it on the other one, but I would have thought I need to go in and pull off all my dark colored shirts, because I would have thought they would have just done an offsetting color, but it says choose debate, not hate on the back. Cooperlight Steve, channel member, and Satisfaction channel member. Thank you, brother. And Matt, if you want a link, you let me know, my man. I'm just here warming the troops up until you get ready. Brother Jason Grant's going to jump on a little while and show some of his new 5-inch tiny J-Cals that I've been begging him for. So you love the James Brown LS Slim so far. It looks so good. So it's thin, right? And the fit and finish are good for you. Pretty fly. Hopefully I'm not far behind. Happy Haptics, how are you, brother? Revolving Blades, how are you? Team Eli. Let's see. Carco. Did I get everybody's carry? Boom, 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 boom. I'm about to scroll down. Along with Ben's knife, you need Troy slips too. Absolutely, B. Walsh. And I enjoyed watching him last night. I'd seen him before when he was on one of Lefty's lives, but he wasn't working. I liked watching him work through that whole live, and he was so tuned in to what he was doing. It made me appreciate his stuff more. I've got one of his slips right here. It is done very well. Chaz, you're not late, buddy. We can start now. You got a CKF Eagle Rock. I saw it today, and I saw your Koenig Arius that you're playing with. Saw them both on Instagram, and they were awesome. Maybe we'll go do that in a little bit, people. We'll go look at all y'all's Instagrams or whoever wants me to. We won't go and be negative like some others are. We'll just look at them. Josh Ward, channel member. What is up, brother? Y'all picking on each other. I love it. As long as you're going forward with love in your hearts and y'all aren't getting upset with one another, I love it. Scotty, I'm the worst. The good thing is I can say, or at least I used to could say, it's more healthy. And it is more healthy than the habit I had before. I'm just not saving the money that I hoped I would. It is absolutely intentional, Ian. If you look at it closely, it's stair-stepped, which is why it's sharp. It almost looks like it reminds me of a step going down into a pyramid or something. So you've got this real sharp 90-degree angle in that hole, and y'all can see my fingerprint dust on it. But yeah, I think it's totally intentional. But to me, once I got used to it, at first I would complain about it, and it was the only thing I didn't like about it. But somehow I've just gotten, I don't know if it's because where I flip it, but it's just butter. And I never use the front flipper. That's another thing I hate. If y'all have watched my channel, I have no use for a front flipper. I rarely have use for a thumb flick just because I can't do it well. Again, it goes down to personal preference. The Kaiser Genesis, and I got a killer deal. Paid $130 S35V and tie frame lock with carbon fiber inlay on the show slide. The Genesis, is that the tall, thin one, or is it more look kind of like a bug out? Because I've got the Gemini and the Genesis, and I'm not sure which is which. The guy was one of the greatest knives of all time. He has working hands and made them for people. You have rough hands, get a good grip. Yeah, on the whole, I agree, G-Ball. It looks like you can see it that it's perfect 90 in there. I mean, it's cool. Oh, Ian, all you'd have to do, and I know nobody wants to modify their knife, but it would be such an easy fix with some real high grit sandpaper if you just wanted to knock it down a little bit, or a polishing wheel with the Dremel. But I don't think it's a deal killer, dude. Ian, I meant 5-door. Yes, I agree. The Padre. This is it right here, right? We were just looking at it. Let me make sure. Is that the Padre? Blah, 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 blah. I think that is, but I'm loving that. Too cool for school. Yes, the Padre. It does have a similar blade, but it's also kind of different. Josh, channel member, I did not buy one, and something held me back from it. I think it was that I had knives that looked kind of similar to it, but it didn't just grab me. But I'll tell you one that did grab me that I did not get was the Null Knives Voodoo. I'm thinking that if I've got money and there are a few available on drop, I'll get one. Randy's WSSG, welcome, brother. Good to see you, man. The Kunwoo Chad. Uh-oh. Give me a second. I'm on their Instagram page. Let's see if we can find it together. Is that it? That's the Django, which looks pretty cool, guys. It looks like the whole... All right, I'm not seeing it. Did you call it the Chad? Oh, let me go. Let me get down here, see what we got. Let me stop sharing. Guys, I am behind. Oh, no, thank you, brother. I don't need the temptation. If I do, I will definitely reach out to you, and I appreciate you more than you know. I just know better. I know my limitations. That's why I haven't gotten a Jack Wolf. It's not that I don't want to handle it. It's just I know when I love it, and certain people can tell me a knife's great. You're one of those people. Chaz is one of those people that actually told me he had a knife available and said, man, it's really good. And I knew it was great. Cheeto Bandito, I've got a bunch of finches, buddy. I'd make you some good deals. I will put a video together of all my finches because I've got the one that's probably the coolest, not to everybody, but to me, is the Harvester because I can middle finger flip that one and it looks like a traditional knife. But I also like the one that looks like an Italian switchblade, the Roadrunner. But I've got about 12 finches. And I've got some good ones, like my Lucky 13, the little Warncliffe, is the DLT carbon fiber exclusive. It's pretty sick. Let me get down here. And I'm going to do something real quick, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Boop, boop. I don't know where our brother Dark Gravity is. But that's okay. I told him it was up to him. He might be doing something with his sweetheart. That guy has got it going on. He works. He works for people. He works for his marriage. He's just an all-American badass. All right, I'm going to scroll down. I don't want to get behind. But I don't want to blow you guys off either. That's one of my favorite shows. I watch it every Sunday. 14 days, guys. This time in 2 weeks, we will be in the pit or at somebody's house. And we will be bonding, taking pictures. Yeah, Jeffrey, I agree. It is an awesome looking knife. Channel member, welcome, my friend. Must have zoned out. The micro. Speaking of micros, have y'all seen the Pytorian micro? The Medford that's been on the video the last couple of days that I didn't know existed? Pytorian micro. Check this little guy out. Little chode. The blade's 2.875 and the overall length 6.75. I know it's not functional, but that thing to me is cool as the day is long. And they were doing some that had chrome blades that had that chrome looking grill in the fuller. But yeah, that's just my brain jumping off when I saw micro. Are they going to have them at Blade Show? I might not be the best proxy because I might be overdrawn when I'm over there. There's no telling. Scotty, happy anniversary, buddy. That's more important than Blade Show. And you're going to make it there one day. It'll work out. I want to get one too, Dopey. Oh, you've got 7 Elementums? I've got 2. I've got the one with the unlocked composite scales, the OG D2 Elementum, and then I've got the first version button lock in carbon fiber that I won off Lefty's Live years ago. Probably my first win. I did. I'm way behind. All right. That'll be awesome. How far is your campsite, man? Maybe we'll come hang out with you guys. It's going to be me and Panic and Vince and Dopey and I think Ethan Ruins. No, nobody do that. I appreciate you, Lord Needham. You're not a bad influence yet, even though I look at your posts every day and you're always carrying 3 things that I just ooze for. That was when talking about my sod buster. Am I that far behind? All right, guys, I'm zipping up. New comments. Autumn Wind, what is up? Maddie, I sent you a link. That's what it is, Scotty. I mean, that's why literally I have not gotten a Jack Wolf, because if they were $100 knives, I'd spend just as much buying twice as many, but at 300, I know one would not be enough. Not anymore, buddy. Hopefully I'm caught up. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody. If I did leave anybody out, because I'm scrolling on my YouTube comments just to make sure. But I want to keep up with you guys. I haven't tried the solo roll, but I feel like I can communicate with you guys better. And Dopey, you haven't gotten the micro fixed yet? G-Ball, I know you'll repeat it, buddy, because you're a master orator. Here, I'll send you a link. Thanks, Pretty Fly. I appreciate it, man. I feel comfortable around you guys, even if I say stupid shit. It don't matter, because we're all hanging out. And I do appreciate y'all hanging out with me. It means a lot. And I should have something sharp to show. Oh, I know what I want to show. Hold on 1 second. All right. Put that down there. I think I showed you guys this last week, right? My little doodad skull, the Zeba. Blade Ogre. But guys, I look at this knife quite often, and I see different stuff that I did not see before every time I look at it. And I don't think the light will do it justice. But there's some symbols, and Michael Zeba comments on it and points out some cryptic stuff. But those symbols, and I've got to find out what that script means. I don't think it's anything dark. I just think it means something that goes with the Odin mythology. But those are all those little wing head skulls. And then the back side of it, and it's got a Jason Knight M390 blade from Forged in Fire from Knight Nas. But it's a super simple knife. It's 2 pieces of contoured titanium that are laser etched real deep. Yeah, they are ruins. This laser etched real deep, so it gives it some texture. But I didn't realize this knife, I don't know if it was 2019 or 2020, was entered for Tactical Knife of the Year and won it. So this is actually a tactical knife. And if you hold it this way and you realize that it's just 2 slabs of titanium with this big back spacer, the blade and washers, you could stick this probably through a car door if you wanted to. Not that you'd ever want to, but it would be a good self-defense knife. But it drops shut. I'm not a flipper only guy usually. That's a winner. And Dark Gravity hooked me up. And guys, that's another thing that I've been guilty, because I've got to get the physical stamps. I'm sending all the channel members sticker packs, and I've got more stickers inbound. I've got some that are glittery, because I've had to, some of the stickers came in kind of like this shirt, really jacked up, but I can send them out to you guys. I just got to get a roll of stamps from the post office. I've got most of the envelopes right over here already addressed. So please don't think I'm forgetting about you guys. And one other little cool thing, did I show you guys this little slip from my Knipex? That came from Etsy. Nothing fancy, but I think it was $10. And I love my Knipex. If you're ever having to, yeah, it doesn't crinkle. It doesn't make that noise, but it's not that much better. It's Teespring, and, you know, I've got to go back through there at some point and edit all the black hats off, all the dark blue shirts, because the choose, debate, not hate doesn't show up. because it's dark. And I would have thought they'd have switched them out, with a light text. Because the black hat would look sweet with gray writing. Shane's too proud of his little raisin nipples. Where is Shane? He must be waiting for Chelsea to get off. Well, he claims he gets hot, and I really think he's trying to flex it. I've got a Maddie sticker. I'll tell you what, Maddie is a marketing genius. And I know he's not trying to be a marketing genius, but if he kept drawing stuff and putting it on his Teespring store and having Hanks made, I mean, that's epic community shit. Literally. He's chasing one specific piece. He'll say he took a nap or fell asleep if he pops in here, but I doubt he'll pop in. That's right. I wonder if he did go back to work there. What he's doing is he's got a little friend that bartends there, Jeffrey. That last weekend I know he was waiting for her to get off. You can't stop believing, Sobex. That takes away all the fun. Did I tell y'all how I got hosed through my winning when I won at the New York or the Nashville Custom Knife Show? It would have been the second year in a row, so I should have known. But anyway, they announced the people that won door prizes on their website. So I went to their website, and sure enough, John Evans from Huntsville, Alabama was one of the winners. And I won a Spartan Harsey fixed blade, badass knife. I was stoked about it. I was actually going to trade it, and didn't come. So I reached out to them and said, hey, I sent them a copy of where I won, and their email back to me was like, oh no, we sent all the prizes out. They must not have had your address. We'll send you tickets to next year. I was like, okay. Doesn't that suck? Even though it was found goods. His nipples are unnatural. I almost think that they're surgically enhanced. I think he had plastic surgery like 20 years ago, and he's showing the age signs from it now. And I think the compass on his neck is upside down. I think north's pointing down. I think he was laying funny and the tattoo artist was a little bit tipsy. Yeah, I sent Scotch and Things was off tonight. He get up early in the morning. I told Pocket Metal to pop in if he wanted to. I know he's working on some deadline stuff. I know Maddie's probably juggling family, which is all good. And G-Ball, I sent you a jump on but you're probably doing stuff too. And Grateful Panic's at concerts at the docks. We all do, G-Ball. B for Baron. Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're here. But we will have a special guest here in a little bit that's going to have some cool stuff to show us. And I'll tell you, these little bitty J-Cals are very cool. He doesn't care. Shane has no shame. That's why he's so endearing. I mean, I'm all for viewership and live streams, but there's some things that I just wouldn't share. But you can't ever say howdy, Aberdeen Blades. You can't ever say that he's not 100% transparent to a flaw. I'm so stoked to go over there, and I know I'm going to be worn out. I'm not getting there till Friday morning, but I'm planning on staying through till Monday so I can hang out Sunday after the show. That's when I had to leave last year, and it seems that's when everybody got together and went and ate and had a big old time. And that's where I want to take some pictures or some footage of the people, of all you guys that I meet. Kyle Coonley, and what's funny is he's not an internet stranger. I met him on Grateful Panic's live for year and a half, 2 years before I realized that we lived about an hour away from each other. And then when the whole monster racing thing, which might have been before some of y'all's time, broke out, Shane was the one that reached out to me via DM and said, "Hey man, I hate to tell you this, but I think there's a rat," because I'd been contributing to him a good bit. And Shane made my attention to it. He says, "Don't say anything because I'm still fishing it out." But after that, we agreed to meet for lunch one day up here in Huntsville. And it was him, A to Z EDC, who you guys need to meet. He's been on here once or twice for a second. And then Dark Gravity. We all met for lunch. And it was like 4 old friends that had never not met. So after that, we went up to the New York City Custom Knife Show together. We all had a great time. We bought knives together. We laughed together. And ever since that, I mean, Shane and I, and the first time I met Shane, keep in mind, he was an internet stranger who I'd bonded with through Grateful Panic's Live. We talked on the phone a couple of times because we had planned Knives Live, and we did the first year of Knives Live, but we hadn't met each other in person when we were organizing all that. And then once we met, I took him like 12 really nice knives just to go review because I didn't have a channel and I wanted to share the love with him. And he brought them back at Blaze Show, you know, and after that, I mean, I talked to him today. We texted back and forth. He was asking about TRM's Magna Cut. Anybody familiar with TRM's Magna Cut? I think they're dropping it. I got you, G-Ball. You take advantage of all the bumpy time you can, man. I miss those days. The last bumpy time I had was kind of a night. Let's look who we got here.
Hello.
Hey, brother. How are you, dude?
Okay, can you actually hear me tonight?
I hear you great. Can you guys hear Brother Jason Grant? His YouTube his Instagram is scrolling along the bottom at Brass Brigades. Dude, what do you got there?
Just some of my J-Cals. Yeah, I don't know. I got a bunch out. I think this one sold and this guy sold. But,
I'm interested in the others. Talk about the two on the left that look kind of cleaver. Yeah.
So, dude, this
Those
one's
5 inchers?
Yeah, this one is 6 inches exactly. This one is pretty badass. It's 3/16 of an inch thick. It has the full frag like its brother, the gripper. Has thick Ultim liners with black. So like from here it looks black, but when you hit it like that, it's Ultim.
Oh, dude.
Hollow grind, just simple, nothing too crazy. Super thin behind the edge. I don't know if you can see it, but
Yeah, I can see that. Let me make you big, but I can definitely see it. Let me make it big so the others can see it.
they all have some axe wax on them. So I coat all my knives with this stuff called axe wax. It just keeps them nice longer, especially the carbon steel knives. The stainless knives like this, they don't really need it, but I put them on anyways.
Yeah, I like that stuff. It leaves kind of a matte feel to the knife. It feels real natural.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good for carbon steel, but like I said, stainless doesn't really need it.
And how'd you do that grind? That looks like a pretty wicked compound.
So, okay. So back here, it's 20 thousandths behind the edge from here to here. That's for whittling wood, sharpening a pencil. From here to here, it's 13 thousandths behind the edge. This is done with a 6-inch hollow grind wheel, contact wheel. This is done with an 8-inch contact wheel. So the
So
grind
the
line's
hollow
higher.
grinds are different. Oh,
Yes,
dude.
but they're both hollow grinds. A lot
Hell
of
yeah.
times it'll be a flat grind and a hollow. These are both hollow.
Dude. That is awesome.
And this is just black G10 pins. Kind of simple, nothing crazy. You know what I mean?
But those are the ones that attract me. And what's the range of those two guys? And I know they're probably separate prices.
I don't know. Around, I mean, on your, for the people that watch you, like 180-ish.
Guys, that's a made in the USA. Jason Grant, one of a kind little J-Cal. We were just talking about small knives before you jumped on here. We were looking at some different ones.
Oh, well,
That
what
little
about
guy, that's the one we were looking at. The video, is that where you dropped the Ultim?
dude? This
like
one, yeah, dude, this one. So I make a lot of knives, right? I don't know what it is about this particular. It's a chopped J-Cal, so it's one of these, right?
Yep.
But I basically cut off the hump, squared it off, and then cut about a 1/2 inch off the blade. So this guy's coming in right at 5 1/4 inches. It's just over 5 inches.
That's the size of a chickadee, guys. Chickadee's
it's
right at 5 inches.
Full
But look at
4
that
finger.
handle. Yeah, that's what makes the J-Cals to me unique, is you can still lock a full grip in a little knife.
But dude, I mean, this one, it's hard to tell. I just put axe wax on it, but I mean, like I said, I make a lot of knives, and in the last, like all the knives I've made in the last couple months, this is in my top 3.
G-Ball, shoot him a DM. Because he doesn't know which cleaver. Which cleaver are you talking about, buddy? The compound grind or the first one with the big bridge? G-Ball Vision is oogling over one of those two.
They're both sick. I'm really surprised I even have this one still, though. I like them both, but I thought this would sell faster. But you know what? Everyone likes different shit. You know what I'm saying?
But have you posted it a lot? And I think a lot of people are holding back for Blade Show. I think you'll see a big glut in people buying stuff that aren't going.
Yeah. I mean, that's all good, but check this out. You ready for the upcoming mini J-Cals? Because these are all full size. Some have been cut to 5 inches, but the minis are, dude, let me show you. The minis are like,
oh man.
So let me just show you. Here's a regular J-Cal, right? 6.5 inches. These are 5 inches.
I'm sold. I want one of those. G-Ball's asking which steel. I know one of them's S45. One of your cleavers, the one in your hand, I think stainless, and the other one's tool steel.
This one's S35VN, this one.
And the one on your left's tool steel? The big.
This one is 80 CRV. And the way I do the finish on this one, it's kind of unique. I've never seen anyone do it. I literally just take this out of the oven, right? And I soak it in vinegar, and then I just polish it with a Scotch-Brite belt.
Dude, that's so artistic.
So so like if you look in the frag, in the little cutouts, see how it's darker? That's just the metal out of heat treat, but I Scotch-Brite it all.
You Scotch-Brite the high areas?
Yes, exactly. So it's kind of like a satiny, almost kind of like, it's not quite acid etched. It's almost like between satin and acid etched, if that makes sense.
Dude, I love it. G-Ball's asking which one he should get, and I wouldn't know. I would probably choose the big one just because, to me, it reminds me of the gripper. But that little compound with the 2 hollow grinds is sick.
This has a nice little...
Dude, your sheaths are getting on point. I love it.
Yeah, my buddy from Derby City Blades, he gave me some pointers on making my Kydex better, and also he gave me some pointers on how to get my finish on the Altum super crispy. Look at that. Look at that.
That is, it looks not only crispy, it looks antiqued ambery. It looks
And
like a,
so this is not wet. This one's stainless. This actually does not have axe wax on it. This one's bone dry. So when you see guys post fixed
I
blades,
love the coffin in there. I love your
Yeah.
coffin showing up in different places.
when you see guys post fixed blades, guys that make a lot of fixed blades, they always look super shiny, right? Most of the time, they just sprayed it with WD-40 or oil. That's why they always look super wet. This looks wet with nothing on it.
That's just the finish of the Ultim.
That's just how it is, yeah. This one, I actually just covered it with Axe Wax, but this one's it's the same though. Like bone dry, it looks just like the other one.
So that one that you cut down is going to be a 1/4 inch shorter than your mini J cows, right? Or 1/4 inch bigger. That one, didn't you say was 5 1/4, and the mini J cows are going to come in at 5?
Yeah, this one's 5 1/4, correct. These ones start at 5, and then they're going to go down to. So these ones, I'll be able to cut a 1/2 inch off the blade to give it like where you have a bigger handle with a little bit smaller blade.
Sure.
I'll be able to get these down to 4 1/2 inches, but with a full 4-finger grip still.
See, I think the grip is what sets it apart. I mean, it's the designs and the grip are so flippin' comfortable.
Now, I will say, for my hand, I wear a medium to large in latex gloves. It just fits 4 fingers. You see what I'm saying?
Right. But like for people that carry small fixies like me that carry an MKM from time to time, that carry little 3-finger knives, the front balance of your knives and the way that they lock your hand in, even if your pinky's just hanging off the back, if you had a lanyard or if you didn't have a lanyard, you're still locked in with 3 fingers because that choil is so pronounced.
Yeah, and if people want to, order a one-off from me, I can always put a lanyard hole on any of them, like I did with this, the mosaic lanyard hole. This one's wicked, dude. I already sold this one, but this one's fucking nasty, dude. Look at that.
Dude, those claws are, those things, and that's a compound too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying making these? You've really been at it.
Love it, dude. Love it. Look at this.
That shred carbon fiber, dude. Is that what that is?
No, dude. This is stabilized wood. Real woodsy right here, dude. This is the business. Look at that.
That's
my son
dude.
made these scales. This is my son Rowan's first attempt at making scales.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Those are awesome, dude.
Yeah, he made these. He glued the liners in. I showed him how to shape them, everything. He did all this. I helped him out a little, obviously, but he did 95% of these. So
that is a cool little knife. I call that a pacuda, but that's not the right name. It's just a little jabby, but it's also slicey, box slicer.
Oh yeah, this has a quick hollow grind. So this, because of that narrowness, right? I put the hollow grind on these with a 4-inch contact wheel. So you get that super thin behind the edge. But you know what I mean? If I used an 8-inch, the grind line would be way up here, and then it would be too thin at the tip. Does that make sense? So you have to use a smaller wheel to make up for that.
Yep. Kyle Kunwoo's got a question. I think the answer is yes. I don't know if you can see on screen. It says, Jason, do you take designs you make and let people tweak them the way we want?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you just...
Yeah, Blade Ogre said he made the blade shape he wanted. So yeah, basically, Kyle, you just reach out to him on IG, shoot him a DM, and once he starts making it for you, dude, he sends videos just because he's so enthusiastic throughout the process, and it'll just get you stokeder and stokeder. Or more stoked and more stoked. Yeah, G-Ball. I know he's going to do some more of those battle bars, but those things are sick.
Oh, the battle bar? Yeah.
Man, that's just an awesome little knife. It looks so utilitarian.
Yeah. I'm just so, dude, I don't know, man. When I first got Ultim and tried using it, it was just a pain in the ass to work with, you know? And then I learned some tricks, dude, by, friends of mine, knife makers that kind of gave me some tips, right? And now I just love it, man. It works really well, actually.
G-Ball messaged you on one of those cleavers, so when you get off, check that.
I will, for sure. Thank you, brother. Yeah,
How
dude,
much
I
is
don't
that
know.
little guy?
I think for like, you or the guys watching your show, like 160,
I'm
170.
interested for me. Yeah, 170.
Yeah,
Got it.
60, 170, something like that. And I'll make a Kydex for it too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey
But this
Megan.
one, dude, look at the finish on the blade. Look. So I acid etch it, right? And then it's hard to see in my phone. So it's not just like acid etched like regular. The flats are acid etched, but the bevels, you can see the grind lines through the acid etching because I polish just the bevels after I acid etch them. So it's like a two-tone experience, if that makes sense.
That's like my first chisel grind is done like that, where you can see those belt lines or those
Right.
grind lines, and then the top, the flat is darker.
Right. Like it's two different textures. It's not just acid etched. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
I like to, play around with shit, get weird,
Jason, Lord Needham, one of the coolest collectors on Instagram, is asking, have you ever gotten Damasteel? Can you get Damasteel?
Oh, yeah, I can. That's funny. I was actually just looking at that shit last week. It's expensive, but I mean, I can definitely, get it. I mean, how cool would this knife be in Damasteel?
Oh yeah,
Or,
dude.
I think it's called Baker
And what
Forge.
and the
There's
treatments that you could put on Damasteel, I think would make it just even that much better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get just textures, different textures with just your standard, stainlesses and carbons. I can only imagine what I could do with,
Lord
Damascus.
Needham, shoot a DM to Brass Brigade at Brass Brigade on Instagram and just kind of tell him what you have in mind, and he can probably put you together a concept and shoot it back to you. I know he's always looking to work with new stuff.
Yeah, like just, tell me a blade shape, give me some ideas of the material you like for the handles, and I'll come up with something, I really like I like micarta. I like G10. I know G10's kind of like, it's plastic, right?
It's great. Well, I don't think of it as plastic. I think of it more of a composite. I think of FRN as plastic, but I know it
Oh, yeah.
technically is. But for a fixed blade, I think it's fine. And I
Yeah,
think the Ultim's really coming out good. And I know you don't like to hear that because it's a pain to work with.
well, no, that's kind of my point. It was at first, and now I've kind of got it down to where I made these scales just as fast as I would say G10.
Because you've gotten the technique styled in?
Yes. I had a Instagram buddy, another knife maker, goes by Derby City Knives or Blades. Really nice knives. Kind of, give me some tips on how he finished his knives, and then it helped out,
Dopey, I saw some on those little combat beads, mini fixed blades, and I think the reason you don't see a lot of titanium as scales is because it's a weight thing. I think it's that simple. I think that when you add titanium, that it just makes them a little heavier and makes the balance maybe off. That's just a guess.
No,
But
you're right. But yeah, I mean, I can make so that's funny that the guy just made that comment. When I make the mini J-Cals, I will be making some with titanium, brass, and copper scales.
very cool.
These are just brass liners for a one-off I made for my father-in-law. I got to still finish.
Dude,
but
that's an awesome blade. And
these are just the liners. So it's going to be black over that with brass liners that match perfectly.
Dude, that is awesome. The little blade shape is so sexy.
Yeah.
And you cut those by hand.
Yeah, I did this one by myself. I didn't even draw it. I just started cutting, and then grinding. Yeah.
And guys, Jason won't say this, but he is so picky that he probably has 10 times, I'd say 30 times the knives we're looking at in a drawer that he's done something to that none of us would notice, that he's just tossed aside.
Yeah, like this
Because
one.
he is, that's a cool knife, man.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's so this is a full flat grind, right? And it's like 15 thou behind the edge from here to the tip, and then it's 20 thou from here to there, like a stabby stab. I just never finished it.
Tactical Terry says, if you ever want to offer shipwreck scales, he's the shipwreck guy. I don't know what that means.
So yeah, like shipwreck. So like make a J-cal like this, but do like brass or copper shipwreck scales. Is that what he's talking about?
I think so. He says he's cheap too. That's his comment. Just says, if you ever want to offer shipwrecked, he's the shipwreck guy and he's cheap too.
Okay. Shipwreck guy. Now, is he shipwreck guy like he wants knives that with shipwreck scales, or can
I think he makes them. I think he can help make them. Tactical Terry, you're talking about you could partner up and make some scales, right? If you're cheap too, I don't think you're talking about sexual favors.
Oh, bummer.
Oh, he was offering to shipwreck for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, shit, when I make some, what do you call it? Brass. Now ask him, or I guess I could ask him, can you do it with copper as well or brass? I don't know. I've never done it. So obviously I don't know what the hell. Like, can you do copper and brass, or is it just brass? Like, I've never done shipwrecked yet, so I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, let's see.
Either way, yeah. I mean, I can make some brass or copper scales and have him do that for me.
Both came up. He can shipwreck copper, brass, and bronze.
Copper, brass, and bronze. Good to know, because I really like the way that stuff looks. So
yeah, I need to Google some. I'm sure I've seen it. I just probably can't put a name on it. I've been so bad. I've still got to send my J-Cals to Joe at Lancelot Leather. He's been waiting for me for sheaths. He's probably going to get his book.
The shipwreck is like when it's like patinaed and where it has like, you know, heavily patinaed and it almost has like little bits of teal in it and like.
Right.
You know
so it looks like it's been underwater.
Yeah. Like in a shipwreck.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool stuff. But man, those little J-Cals are really exciting for me. Just like that little one with the Ultim. I might talk to you about that one later tonight.
I mean, honestly though, I mean, knowing what you like with the chickadees and the other little fixed blades that I know you like, you might just want to wait till we do one of these for you.
Yeah, man, that looks so good. I mean, the handle looks so much more usable, and the way you got that one laid out looks sick.
So I don't know if anyone notices, but the exact same profile as the gripper.
I'm telling you, that's going to be, coming up with a little mini gripper type knife, that is so cool. It doesn't even need the hole. I mean, the profile is so well known.
Well, this right here, it just might have titanium frag scales.
To look like the gripper.
Yes. But the thing is I'm going to do I'm only going to do like 5 of them, and they will all be done by hand with a file. So yeah, those ones will be, you know, a couple $100 for sure.
Josh, nothing's wrong with it. Jason just doesn't love it. And if he doesn't love one, he pushes it to the side till he feels inspired, or till somebody says, hey, what do you want for that Tanto? And he'll go,
There's nothing wrong with this. And this one's stainless. This one is, which one is this? Hold on, let me think. This one, the thicker ones are 80s. I think this one is S35VN actually.
Yeah, so nothing's wrong with it. It's just he lost inspiration.
Yeah, I actually started making this and I just got over it, dude. I don't know why. This is one, so I have like the pile where I'm just over, and then I have the pile of stuff that I'm gonna finish later. This is in that pile. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's still got potential for it to come back through your hands.
Yeah, this would make like a good, like, I don't know, like a little something for the toolbox, camping, you know.
Wear under your arm.
I like the little sharpening choil, that over exaggerated.
It's perfect. I mean, you can't really over exaggerate one, and I think you've done a great job with that choil.
And this has a full flat grind all the way up, and then I throw texture in it to give it the appearance of having, like, you know, just.
And you just angle the knife a certain way and start grinding on it.
Just hold it. You got your belt coming down like this, and I just, you know, muscle memory, the angle I like for flat grinds. And it all depends on how thick the steel is, how wide it is. You know, if you're doing a slimmer knife this way, you obviously can't do the same angle as if, you know what I mean?
Right. You've got to spread it out so it's got geometry.
Right. You want everything to like be consistent coming down until, you know, the thinnest point of the blade. It just depends too, if it's a hollow grind or a flat grind. It just, you know.
The armpit carry secret's just carrying like a shoulder holster under your arm with a blade in it.
Oh, that sounds like some underworld shit.
Yeah, some what's
ninja shit.
John Wick. Yeah, exactly. Where you can pull it out and cut yourself and then run.
Hey, John, can I just show a knife real quick? And I got to ask your opinion on a knife that I just got. It left me a little underwhelmed. Are you ready?
Yep.
I just picked this up from Monkey's Edge, right? You know what this
rock
is?
wall. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a frag rock wall.
It's like the tactile. I don't know. I just saw frag pattern and Monkey's Edge, and damn, dude. I got this thing, and I'm going to show you something real quick. Hold on. Let me grab something real quick for you.
Because I've got the regular rock wall and just love it. It's snappy.
Okay. So here we go, right? $360 shipped, right? Here we are. It does have Magna Cut. I'll give it that. Its stop pin damn near looks like it's going to already break. I mean, how fucking thin is that thing, dude?
Yeah, it's definitely what I would call a gentleman's folder, not designed to do it.
What? I never had one of these. I just saw it, and in the picture on Instagram and on the website, I was like, oh, that's cool, you know, like, and they called it like dark gray acid blade. That is not acid anything. That is a tumbled blade. And the pictures of it look like it's like this. The blade looks like this in the pictures, not like it's tumbled.
Yeah, that does look just totally tumbled.
So here, right? Much like, dude, the stop pin on this $100 Penguin is 3 times as thick as this one, right?
About the same size.
Right? $100, $360. What the fuck?
Do you think a lot of it's because of the U.S. labor?
Dude, I don't. Well,
but that wouldn't make a difference in why you wouldn't get a adequately sized stop pin.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't Tactile Knife Company, don't they run their own CNC machines, or do they have their stuff?
No, they supposedly run it all because they opened up.
No, because they're not paying someone like how I have to pay to have a gripper made. They're doing it all in house. So actually, they're getting the cheapest labor runtime on CNC machines as you can get because they own their machines.
Right.
It's not like me paying BezTech to have them run their, $100,000 machines. Does that make sense?
It
They
does
already
make sense.
have them.
If they're not running making knives, they're costing them money.
Right.
What's up, Brant? Happy birthday month, buddy.
I was just a little disappointed. I'm not gonna talk too bad about it, but
well,
yeah.
I'll tell you, for a hard use knife, I've got that and the Quiet Carry Waypoint, which are similar. It's a great little dinner knife or business knife. If you're not going to put it through anything hard, but just whittle and cut stuff, it goes in the pocket nicely.
Yeah,
I
like it. I was just like, damn, $360, dude. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
know.
Maybe I'm just cheap. Maybe I'm just cheap.
No, that's gotten high. When I got mine, it was still high. It was $299, but it didn't have the fancy pattern.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they're good little knives, and the good news is, if you ever,
I like it. I just honestly, I never held one. I never owned one, so when I got it, I was a little underwhelmed. I thought it was going to be honestly kind of bigger. Just I don't know.
And you can always release it because those guys are they sell. I think that's one that if you wanted to catch and release, you could with no problem and get your money back.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd for sure sell this if someone wanted it. I mean, I'd sell it for a little less than I bought it for because I don't like it.
But dude, it sounds like a few of those cleavers might be finding homes.
That would be cool.
I love them.
Look
at this. Oh, is that a whole stack of them?
Yeah, it's. I was just trying something to see if I could speed up production. So when I was doing the final shaping, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna stick 4 together and just see what happens. Kind of funny.
Well, it looks like it worked pretty well.
Yeah, I just because there's some rough things you gotta buff out when you get them, but
right. But doesn't that make more sense to do your initial cuts like that, to do 4 at once?
Look, that's a hard use knife right there, buddy.
That is a lot of blade.
I mean, talk about thick behind the edge. Look at that, dude.
That is. I'd love to see you work with a little Damascus. If you and you guys can come together on an idea, that would be cool.
That would be cool. There's the Damascus that has the copper color in it. I think it's Baker's Forge or Boxer Forge. One of those two. They make some amazing Damascus, dude. I was looking at that stuff last week also. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be making some Damascus-y or Baker's Forge. I'm not sure what it's called. It's like San Mai something. It has copper or brass in it. Super cool looking.
When do you think, and I know you're just starting on them, but when do you anticipate dropping some 5-inch J-Cows?
Oh, so a couple weeks, because when I drop the 5-inch ones, I'm just going to make maybe do this colorway because everyone likes black and dark gray, right? I might make like 5 or 10 like this, and then I might do 5 or 10 satin finish ones, they'll all be a little bit different, but I'm going to make a batch of at least 10, if not 15. Everyone will be a little bit different, but they'll be similar. You know what I mean?
And you'll be posting updates on your Instagram, right?
Yeah, but what I'm going to do is, so it's just really hard when people order individually because I got to make sure that I'm, sort of following what they want, which I don't mind doing, but I do want to make a batch of 10 or 15 that are just sort of and have a little drop.
Sure.
But like I said, they'll never, when you'll have to look at, it won't be oh, I have 10 of these,
No, I can't imagine you making 2 that look alike just because the way your mind works, you're creating stuff every time.
If I make 5 of these, right? 5 Ultim little drop points, this one might be like this, and one might have a little swedge. The next one might have a little bit of jimping. The next one might have a lanyard hole. Does that make sense? They'll be the same, but a little different. So nobody has this. I don't want to put one of my fixed blades out twice.
Right. You want them to be individual to the
Right.
owner.
Yeah, I want the
Handmade.
owner. I don't want, when you buy one of my J-Cals, I want you to be the only person that has that knife.
That's
Like
very
legit.
cool.
You know what I mean? Like legit. Like I want you to be the only person that has that knife.
Yeah, and you're going to consciously make them that way, so they'll all be different.
Like if I could make 10 of these, right, with the same compound grind, same hole, same scales, and I can literally make everyone
Hey,
look
Gina.
different. So.
And dude, it'll be able to get so many more knives out in the public, I think.
Yeah, and I just want to make them in little batches, just try it out, just so I can get more out to people. Like, I know a lot of people kind of like the way this looks, so I'll make a little batch of like these, right? Like maybe I'll make 10 of the mini J-Cal cleavers, right? Maybe half will have compound grinds and the other half will just be like hollow grinds. All a little different, but you know what I mean.
I love it, dude. I mean, I think that's just a gold mine. I know I'm stoked.
I'm excited for this one. That blade shape.
Think about next year, man. Sitting in at a table over at Blade Show. I'll sit there with you and do your marketing. Help you greet people.
Dude. I get so awkward though, dude. And you know what I mean?
All you have to do is do what you do and talk about your knives. You don't have to greet people. I'll do that. I'll field off the crazies. All you have to do is sit there and just enjoy your knives, because your enthusiasm's kind of contagious.
Yeah,
it's not selling, it's just showing them off.
I just started feeling, tonight is the first time I've gone on one of your things where I don't feel completely fucking awkward. Does that make sense?
Dude, I feel awkward every time I come on here, but don't. Dude, yeah, it does make sense.
Real awkward, dude. Like I got to take a shower afterwards, dude. Fucking weird.
Well, get out of here and go enjoy your family, and know that we've got some cool stuff to look at, and check your DMs.
Cool, I will, man. Thank you guys, and thanks for everyone that chimed in, and always looking for people's input on
we got a group that'll help you go in the right direction, at least what they like.
Cool. And let the dude know, the shipwreck guy, if you're out there, hit me
DM
up.
him. Yeah, just hit up Jason, Brass Brigade. It's scrolling down at the bottom here, guys. Cool. And I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, I answer all my messages. It might take a day or two, but I always answer them. So, yeah.
Dopey's got to take a shower, too. The knives got him moist.
Oh, fuck yeah. I wish
What's up, Sharif? There's another designer. Sharif M's designed, got a couple of new Magana steel knives coming out, and he designed the Kaiser, God, I'm going blank. And he's designed some Kubies. Kaiser, Sharif, throw out some names real quick. The, God, what's it called? It's the one that's got the kind of poon-shaped blade. I'm trying to think of the Kaiser that Sharif's about to type them in here. He's going to type in a couple of names and knives because he hears me pleading and knows that I'm wasting your time while he waits to type. But I
definitely heard his name.
Yeah, Sharif. Yeah, the Kaiser Gracioso is one of them.
Okay.
And then he's got the Mangana Steel, the Kubi Veloce, the Ruckus, Kubi Momentum, and the Mercedes. He's got a bunch of designs, man.
Oh, wow.
Google him.
Awesome, I will.
But
man.
Jason, have a great night, buddy. Check out your DMs, and I'll make sure everybody has a way to get in touch with you if they got questions. And I'm looking forward to a 5-inch J-Cal.
Oh, yeah. We'll get them made. Thank you guys so much, man. Have a great night and a good weekend.
Love you, brother. Have a good weekend.
All right, bye.
Bye. So, guys, that was cool. 5-inch J-Cals. Those are the same size as the Chickadee, but the handle is going to be so much bigger. I think those are so cool. And the Magana Steel Camino, because it looks like a Cayman, I was going to say gorilla, an alligator, right? Or Cayman's not an alligator. Brant, let me send you a link. Where's my knife? My phone. Hold on, buddy. Let me find my phone. It's around here somewhere. Bear with me, buddy. So I'm going to go grab my J-Cals real quick. Y'all hang tight. So that's that wax handle finish that kind of mats down that micarta. Gives it kind of a cloudy look. But I mean, the pins are copper. This chisel grind is banging. He's doing a lot of there's Brant.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
Not a whole
I was just
lot.
showing off my J-Cal. One of my
Ooh,
two.
That's cool.
It is cool, but I've got to get proper sheaths made for them.
Nice. Oh, that's wicked.
Isn't that cool? I mean, he just has some awesome imagination.
Yeah.
Does them all by hand without templates. What do you got, buddy? Did you get a new Eclipse?
The new Warncliffe.
So tell me about that. That's a Warncliffe Eclipse. That's not an XM.
No, this is an Eclipse Warncliffe. This is their newest version of it. The Warncliffe is very, very, very nice. It's very pretty thick to the thin to the bottom to the tip. And also
Got
I
it.
got
Look,
the new steel frame.
tab.
Oh yeah.
I love it, man. Did you pick it up there locally or did you order it?
I can't really say.
Okay, you don't have to. I know you got it.
But yeah, it's pretty cool that I got it because I was like kind of curious. I've always wanted to try a. I have a Warncliffe, but it's a 3-inch. But I want to try Eclipse Warncliffe, so it's working pretty well.
I love the handle on the Eclipse.
Oh, I do too.
Is that a working finish?
No, this is a stainless
Stonewash. Oh, stainless
stone wash.
stone.
Yeah,
Sweet,
yeah,
Brant.
it's nice.
Congratulations,
really nice.
man. That is a very nice blade.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm glad I got it, and I was like, man, that's awesome.
Did you have a good week?
I did. I sure did.
Cool, man. I'm just so glad that mine's over. I had a long week. I
Oh,
probably
yeah?
traveled. Yeah, I probably traveled 550 miles just around the state, which gets old.
Nice.
It gets
Yeah.
old.
I saw in Arizona Custom Knives they got a lot of those Warncliffe half tracks. And
Oh, did they really?
yeah, I'm thinking about I might get me one.
Well, if there's anything I know they're going to have some what do they call battle truck finish over at Blade Show?
Oh yeah, Battlefield pickups.
Battlefield pickups.
There's
'Cause I'm
also a
not
new
looking
one they're
for-
doing.
I saw that.
There-
And what else did I see that was new that somebody was doing?
There's quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah, there is quite
What's
a bit
up,
of
Five
stuff.
Door? There's coming out with so many. They're making another batch of Bowie ones, which I love the Bowie. I love the Bowie that they made for him. Okay, Chicago. I love the Bill Harsey. That Bill Harsey is really cool.
Those are nice knives. No,
Like, it's pretty cool.
yeah, I'm glad to go over there and not have. I mean, there's several knives that I would like to acquire, but I'm not really in the position, and not really even looking for the chase. Right? I mean, I'm sure since
Yeah.
I'll be looking at fixed blades and slip joints, things that I didn't even notice last year, that I'll probably find some stuff, but I'm just going to see the people, and just to hang out. I don't drink, but to hang out in the pit afterwards is so much
Yeah,
fun because you bump into people like Tim Reeves, all kinds of different people down there, all different creators.
that's
Um,
another
I'm
one I want to meet. I really
I'm
want to meet Tim Reeves.
I'm really looking forward to meeting Ray and Kelly. And
Ooh,
always seeing Jared and Kara's a blast, and seeing Cole and Kara. They'll be running around though. His MO is he'll run around Blade Show like a chicken with his head cut off, filming, 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 and then he'll disappear like at 4 o'clock and go lock himself in his room and edit so he can get the videos out. So he misses a lot of the social time.
yeah. I was gonna do that for Blade Show Texas, but I mean, I was just so busy at the booth, and I had time to look around, but I didn't. I forgot to even like go live and show off all the cool like stuff. But next year I'll do that. I'll make sure to go live and do
I
that.
I have no plans to film anything for the channel. What I thought I'd do is if I'm there Sunday or if I have any time to get kind of candid footage with people that we know and love, I'll do that. But in terms of filming, if I see something really cool, maybe I'll film it, but it will never be like a walk around video. It might be a bunch of shorts and might be some stuff with some of the people, but I'm not taking any kind of gear. I'll have my phone. Dopey, I agree that the RSK MK1 is a fantastic knife. I will tell you that Hinderers, even though the Ritter will slice like a crazy, the Hinderers are built like tanks. I was never a Hinderer guy at all. And then I carried a 3-inch little XM18, a small little guy.
Yeah, those are so good to have.
And Dark Gravity insisted that I carry it, and I took it to Blaze Show last year. And this is a small Hinderer, Skinner blade, but I actually fell in love with the build and then got a 3.5. I failed it. A 3.5, and the blade stock on the 3.5, and even on this little 3-inch, is much thicker than on any of my Benchmades or any of my Hogues.
You know the
But
one
that's not
thing
always a
about
good thing.
whoever put the D10 in this one is really strong.
That's a good thing.
I mean, that is super strong. I mean, you can't even flick it with your fingers sometimes. It's like,
My clips I can't reverse flick. It's got super strong detent.
yeah, because they're non-flippers, and non-flippers don't really have that kind of strong stuff
But
like D10 on them.
it drops like a
Oh, it
rock.
drops, but it's nice.
And if I really give it, I can get the reverse flick.
And I'm still hunting for a non-flipper eclipse.
Got my finger in the way. Dude, you got a killer eclipse right there.
Oh, I know I do, but I mean, I'm trying to. I've thought about like trying to complete all the blade grinds of the eclipse because I love the design. I got like 5 of these, and they're so nice.
And that came out after the XM18, kind of like a tactical play
Um,
on it.
Pretty much when the XM18 came out in 2012, the first style to design was actually, well, the first ever was, it was called the Flame
Joe
before it was the
Isabella,
XM18. And I forgot the year when it first came out, but it's early on because the first gens were like Tanto, and then that's how they became more famous.
Joe Isabella, member for a month, first
No, pretty
project.
fly guy. No, all of my hammers have good detent.
Mine was a Gravity GS32 slalom. That's the first one I got on Proform sent to me by Gravity.
Yeah,
Hal Coonley says, as much as I
told
talk
you.
about Hinder, I will say they are well put together and very solid. Because now he
Oh,
has one in his collection.
well, there you go, Kyle. The more you talk crap about something and you buy one, then you
I
change
did
your
the
mind.
same thing. I talked shit about hinderers for a year and a half. Never thought I would ever want one. Never liked the way they look. Now I've got 5, 6, 6. I
I have
love them.
43.
Well, that's ooh. Patty's got the XM18 Slippy. You've got that too, don't you, Brant?
Yes, I do, and they are super good. So good. They're smooth. They're
I've
super
loved Patty's
nice.
channel.
I mean, that is pretty cool.
Hey, Cheeto wants to know if a lefty eclipse is rare.
There weren't very many of them made at the time because when they brought them out, they were. I almost bought one. I wish I did, but I didn't. Um, but I think they can be rare if there's a small run of them. Yes, they are rare.
Are you a lefty, Brant?
Yes, that's why I want to get a lefty one. Maybe a lefty with the Warncliffe. That would be sweet.
You know, one thing I found interesting is Pocket Metal, when he had his injury, he learned to manipulate knives left-handed and felt that a right-handed knife for him worked better in his left hand. Gina, you're right.
Yeah.
Lefties unite.
Oh yeah. Pretty much, I'm the only one that's a lefty in my family.
But have you always kind of gravitated toward righty knives and just learned how to
I mean,
use them?
this is my right hand, and I can open and close it pretty good, but I could do it way better with, like, if I wanted to do tricks, like doing
You have
like
much
that,
more control.
yeah, I
on
have
with your
more
left hand?
control. If I do it with this hand, which I can do it still, but it's hard to hold sometimes.
Like Tactical Terry's a lefty and prefers a righty folder in his left hand. That's what Pocket Metal was saying.
Yeah,
Do you prefer a righty?
yeah. I defer that because it's easy to, because when you have a right hand knife, you're so used to it with your left hand that it's hard to manipulate it when it goes to left.
When it goes the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because I have a lefty XM18 and I'm so used to doing it to the right side that it's like, whoa, okay, wrong side. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, those slippies though, Patty, look very,
Ooh.
very cool.
There's a slicer, a sheep's foot, and Spanto. Those
I
are the
think
only
I'd like
blade shapes they have.
the sheep's foot.
Yeah, I do too. I like that one. I have the Spanto,
Is it a
and it's pretty
3-inch?
cool. It's a 3-inch, yes.
Cool. Is it a little bit thinner?
It's a little, yes, it's thin, yeah. And what's cool about it is you don't have to worry about taking the whole knife apart to put on different scales. You just take 2 little screws off, take it off, and not have to worry about, taking it and
The
folding
pivot?
apart.
Josh,
Yeah,
that's awesome, buddy. Somebody doing something kind for somebody, hitting you at the right day. That's what it's all about. That's awesome, buddy. Channel
that's
member,
good, dude.
you deserve it. Bama Ninja Timmy. What's up, brother? He's also a Northern Alabama boy who lives up here with us. We've rallied over at St. Nick's Knives, which this fall we will have a North Alabama, Southern Tennessee, Georgia, West Georgia meetup. The Oak City leather sheath, I've got 2 for the chickadees. One of them I got from Lefty when I bought his, and the other one I got from Honey Bear 85 when I bought his chickadee. And those are great, great sheaths. Taking nothing away from Lancelot Leather, but Oak City Leather does a great job too. Me too,
Well,
Bama. There are a lot of
well,
things I would love to grab.
well, how about this, Bama Ninja? Whenever I see you in real life, I might hand you a hinder. I might.
Jazz night, brother. Have a great weekend. And
Good night,
again,
Jazz. It's good seeing you, man. I love your tags.
thank you for putting that in my orbit. and giving me an opportunity. This number 9 is probably one of the biggest surprises of a knife I've gotten this year, and it's all because of Chaz's recommendation. Thank you, buddy. You have a great weekend. They are legit, Lord. And there's this other guy, I'll get his name wrong, Joey Fu or Tactical Terry. Put it on NAF sale, buddy. Is that the Bradford G3S or the G35? Because I've got a regular Bradford Guardian and I might be interested, but that'll sell in no time, I would think. On NAF sale? You the man, Chaz. I appreciate you, brother, more than you know. I look forward to seeing you this weekend. I'll be on Lefty's Off the Edge tomorrow night. It's our weekend to do that, so we'll be back out here probably talking about the Pony Stout. Find out how many warranty claims he's had. I'm kidding. This little knife is so good.
I still
Have you
gotta
tried
get me
one of these,
those.
Brant?
No, I have not tried one. I want to get
Man,
one.
you need to grab you a G10. Use Lefty's code. It'll save you $8. 14C.
Yeah,
And what's
I
so
think I might. I don't know. I mean, I really like what is it, the mash?
yes,
That one's the one I kind of like. That one's kind of cool looking and it's different.
and the real premium one, the Buzz, is available on Blade HQ and on Urban EDC if they haven't sold out. Let's look. Let's look real quick. Did you see the mini Civivi Elementum earlier? The fixed blade?
No.
Check this little chickadee-sized knife out
Oh
that
my
we were
gosh,
looking at earlier.
I bet it looks sweet looking.
Dude, I'm not an Elementum fan, but I love this little knife. It's under 5 inches.
Ooh! I like the way
And
the handle looks. That's pretty.
Yeah, they've also
sweet.
got it. They've also got it in totally blacked out.
Oh. See,
Isn't
now
that sweet?
that is cool.
Nitro V, 4.96 inches. Overall length, 2.2.
That's a perfect size for inside the pocket.
Exactly. For a pocket dropper or even a horizontal, you could do
Yeah.
it. You know,
Oh, it's even
appendix it.
Nitro V. That's good steel too.
Less than $50, dude.
Hey, you can't go wrong with that.
Let me find. What was I getting ready to look up? Blade HQ. That's what it was.
Yeah, Blade HQ.
I
Yeah.
was going to look up the Buzz.
Nice, Blade Oregon. Drinking some Guinness. Nice, very nice.
Hey, I had my 8th year sober 2 days ago on the 17th.
Hey, congrats.
It's overrated. Sobriety's overrated. But I couldn't handle drinking very well. I turned into an asshole and couldn't stop. I did that for the better part of 35 years and figured that was enough. But here,
Yeah.
guys, is the premium Buzz, which looks a
Ooh,
lot
that's a cool looking one.
the reverse tux.
That I would actually buy that.
TV. It's got a front
That
flipper
is
on top.
sweet.
Get an extra
Ooh.
hardware kit. I like
That's
this
pretty
one
cool.
too. I like this blacked out. They had
Yeah, I do too.
these two, but they sold out already. I like
Oh,
the
yeah.
full time. I like this one
Right.
right here. But he's going to have a couple at Blade Show. So if I'm in
Ooh.
the financial position to have 300 some odd bucks, I might tell him to hold me one. And I don't have a preference in color. I just like the mash so much that I think it looks similar. And look, you can get back spacers and hardware kits.
That's that's really cool.
I think it is. I mean, this is the knife. This and the original Stout are the two that I haven't bought
Yeah.
from Devo, but I bought the Growler first and was a little underwhelmed by the detent, but I love the knife. Then I got the mash, and it totally overcame my expectations. It took the place of my Spencer's Asher Nomad with the flipper hole, which was my number one value knife. The mash eclipsed it. I've actually got it in my pocket right now. It's so good.
Yeah.
for
Ooh.
135 bucks. 14C printed right there. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I go
The
see
blade,
it. Yeah, there you go.
the blade steel's marked right there on the fuller.
So that's pretty cool. And 5 door, I won't. I probably wouldn't carry it. I just keep it as something to like say, hey, I have one. Because I have a box, probably like of one Jack Wolf knife and a Finch. Pretty much quite a few that people have traded me, or given to me.
Guys, if Urban sold out and y'all want to buzz, I'm dropping the link in the chat because it looks like there are two configurations at Blade HQ. And by the way, I hate Blade HQ. For those of you that weren't here earlier for the story, so I'm going to be doing a review on this knife. This is the Jens Anzo MKM little root slip joint. Super nice slip joint, but when I bought it on Blade HQ, it was advertised or it was listed as a titanium M390 slip joint. And their raw titanium was 139. This was 119. And then the ones with titanium and micarta were 159. So they were marketing this one as on sale. So since it was $20 less, I bought it. Well, when it came in, I could tell that it felt like aluminum and it was lighter than titanium would be. So I sent Blade HQ an email saying that I'd done an unboxing and I want to make sure that this knife I bought on their site that was titanium is actually titanium before I do my full review. And I get an email back from Kevin in customer service that goes, John, thanks for catching that. We did have it mislabeled. I can understand since it wasn't the knife that you wanted, you might want to send it back. If you want to send it back, let us know and we'll give you a return label. And I texted back or emailed back to Kevin. I said, Kevin, I appreciate that, but I really don't want to go through the hassle of sending it back, waiting for the credit, and then buying the titanium knife. Is there any way that I could send you the knife plus the $20 and swap it out for a titanium so I'm not waiting 2 weeks to get so I can get the review out before Blade Show? And I get this email back from Kevin that's very boilerplate saying, John, unfortunately, we would have to issue a refund, send you the label. When the knife got back, we'd issue the credit to your account, and then you could buy the new knife, which to make a $20 change, I figured, screw it. I'll keep it, and I'll just mark my discontent on my review because that's the second time Blade HQ's done something shady. Because I don't know how many people bought this knife as titanium, and I don't know how many people would know it's not titanium. But and by the way, Knife Center has it for $10 less. So yeah, aluminum. Now they've got it on their site as titanium, but it wasn't. And I would have thought he'd have been like, "Oh man, no worries, we'll switch it out with a titanium. You can send us $20." Knowing that I'm going to do a review on it and talk about how it was mislabeled, they don't care.
No. I don't shop on Blade HQ, and plus it's just not what it used to be back in the day.
No, they have gotten better the last 2 times I've ordered from them, which has been, I rarely ever do, but they ship quicker than they used to. They seem to. Which is no feat because it used to sit in processing for 2 days.
Oh, wow.
Tactical Cherry, I was absolutely caught in the Blade HQ data breach. And I saw a $600 purchase come through on a Sunday night that I was lucky enough to catch before it processed, even though the bank was trying to tell me that I would have to wait for the Frontline shoes to ship and it clear before I could file a dispute. And it was my check card, not my credit card. And so while I'm sitting in the banker's office, I'm reading Frontline's policies, and they don't actually charge the card until the shoes ship. So I got in touch with their fraud department and was able to stop the shipment, in essence, stop the fake charge from coming on my card. So changed my card out, went through that crap, but it was all from the Blade HQ breach. But I don't buy from them because they had this knife. I was getting ready to buy it for $142. This is the Max Ace Black Mirror, and they'd had it on their site. They had the carbon fibers for 148 on their site, and they sold out of those. And then Jason or Jared Neves did a review saying this was the best value of the year. And I went to the website because I was going to buy one, and they were out of stock. And I was like, damn, they already sold out. So I went to Max Ace's website, which I guess is in China, and they were still there for $142 or 148 for the carbon fiber. I wanted the raw titanium, and I ordered it from Max Ace. The next morning I woke up and I went to Blade HQ site just to look at it again because I'd ordered it. I wanted to get the specs. And lo and behold, this knife was in stock again at $187. So overnight, it had allegedly sold out and come back in stock $40 more. And I'm convinced it's all because of Jared's review, because when Jared got his affiliate link in his relationship with Blade HQ, he told me he talked to them about this, and this knife now on Blade HQ, when it's in stock, is $142. But if you guys like this knife and you're interested in it, Chicago Knife Works has it on sale for $125. And it's Max Ace, titanium, M390, the Black Mirror. It's 128 with carbon fiber and just a really good value. But yeah, that's why I don't like Blade HQ, because I think they do shady stuff on the down low just to make a few extra dollars, which they only had to have 10 or 15 knives left. So if they sold those 15 knives, yeah, I didn't get scammed. I just got the runaround haze from Blade HQ. They had the knife labeled wrong on their website, and I caught them on it. And they said they changed the website, and they let me send the knife back for a refund. I just wanted to trade it for a titanium that I bought and send them the extra $20. And they were like, no, we can't do that. So I won't burn them like I did Atlantic Knives, but I will explain that to the audience, because it's the second bad experience I've had with Blade HQ.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, as a community, we got to stick together, guys, and that's why I tolerate Shane, my brother from another mother. He gets very passionate, but he does it always out of looking out for the community. When he gets on a rant about HRCs and things like that, he's doing it for the community because he doesn't want people to buy something that they don't think they're getting what they're actually getting. So the community needs to look out for each other. What's up, Pocket Metal?
Hello, everyone! Sorry.
Man, I thought you were muted. My headphones just totally take out your high-pitched screams. I love it.
We just got back from running some errands and getting ready to eat, but I thought I'd hop in here since you threw me a link.
Did you see my new slip joint?
I actually, when I was moving some desk stuff around on my desk, I was listening on my other computer. So yeah, I was listening to your story about how they said it was titanium and it wasn't, and all kinds of shit like that. I see stuff like that similarly. Sometimes with like even blade steels, you'll see it differently, and then you'll go check what the actual company's website will be, not necessarily on Blade HQ, but just all over the place. Well,
it's easy to make those mistakes. You think of how many SKUs they're probably entering at any given time, and I could see how you would make that mistake. But I also thought that Blade HQ, even though this is the first time I've played the channel card, they probably went to my channel and said, screw that dude. But I was like, you can send me the titanium and I'll send you the $20. Can we do something like that? And they were like, no. Right. And I knew they wouldn't be able to because they're a big store.
Yeah, exactly. I can understand why, kind of, but at the same time, it's like, it makes it a pain in the fucking ass.
Well, when they're at fault, you would think they say, hey, we're going to send you the titanium. You just send us the black one back when you get a chance. If I did something that screwed up, I would.
Every company should.
Sharif, I'm going to torch them too, buddy. What's up, Shimiette?
Oh, she's outside.
Okay.
But
I thought I heard her talking.
No. She was in here for a minute and then walked out. But yeah, I mean, even like Amazon though, like I told you that story. Like I had bought this like $80. It was like a big, ridiculous, titanium shit knife, but it was just absurd looking. And I just wanted to see what it was like. And I ordered it like 3 or 4 fucking times, and they kept sending me the wrong knife. So I had them all just sitting on my desk because I wanted to see like how many times it would go wrong. And fucking they, at the end of it, like I called them up and I was like, if I would have taken the time to drive this back to a drop-off place to send it in for return every single time, like it's like a half-hour drive for me to get to the fucking UPS store. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking ridiculous. And they're like, oh, well, for your whatever, frustrations or whatever, they just let me keep one of them. So
well, that's pretty cool. At least they made
if they would have done something like that where, hey, like, we sent you the wrong, or, what we sold you wasn't what it was supposed to be, just give you like, you can keep the knife for 50% off or some shit like that.
Yeah, and it would have cost them $20 retail, which is probably negligible because they're $10 higher than Knife Center anyway. But Sharif, I do think it's intentional because they had it marked as on sale. When if you go to Knife Center, that knife's not on sale and it's $99. It was on sale for $119, which would make anybody think that if the titanium's $129 and it's $10 less, or $139, that you're looking at a sale knife. So I do think they do it to mislead people and to get what they can, and then when they get called out, they make the change. Dopey wants to know if it was an Eifengrow you ordered.
I think I have them over here in this cabinet. It absolutely was. They kept sending me the wrong one, so I basically, when they finally sent me the right one, I ended up with 2 knives for the $80 or whatever. I mean, they're just ridiculous. Like this was the one I was trying to get, which is
That's
just
the titanium.
Big slap. It's supposed to. It's if you watched any of the what the fuck's that guy's name, where he sends the blades off and gets them tested, like all the Eifengrow, FU Grow, whatever the fuck it's called, where knives were coming back like this is like 8CR.
Loved them knives when he was doing it.
Yeah, instead of the D2 or whatever, supposedly. But I mean, it's a giant slab of, sharp enough that it'll, if you
stick
fucking
to a car door, you could stick it to a car door.
If you do that and it catches your finger, it's gonna leave a fucking mark, right? So I got this one and the other one, which I don't know where the fuck it is.
And the other one had G10 on it.
No, both of them were titanium.
Oh, really? One was just a different pattern.
Yeah,
hey, Jim Miller, channel member.
I was
welcome,
trying
buddy.
to order, and the other one was a fucking it's a much more, I don't know, alien, futuristic kind of style to it. Is it in here somewhere? I think I finally.
Chicago 23. Did you ever get your knife?
Nope, that's not it.
Or are you in this bag right here? My bag of shame that I talked about earlier.
Yeah, I thought I put it back together. But yeah,
this is the bag of shame. They're all boxed up and labeled. I took them to UPS last week, and I didn't have the cash to cover them. So they're going Wednesday when I get paid, and they're all going out. And this will be every giveaway knife that's ever been given away up to this day.
But yeah, I finally put the other one back together and this one back together. And whenever I am near a post office again, I'm gonna send them to Stella because she was looking for shit to, do testing.
Anno?
Yeah, anno, texture, what the fuck ever. I mean, that's a big slab of fucking, regular titanium that she could do something with. I figured.
I think it's PTSD's 5-door. And I'm still driving around with my door opened up because they're still trying to get doors. They're part of the Dr. Drew Dude, I'm sure it is.
What is?
Let me just look. And I won't dox you because I doxed people earlier.
You did that last week too. Whatever these are, they weigh so much that it's like you have to either be wearing overalls or have one hell of a fucking belt to keep your pants from dropping or not carrying them.
No, actually, the only knife that'll weigh your pants down is the Jake bag. This thing weighs your pants down.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't.
you've never won a knife? I was about to say, what do you go by? You will win a knife, buddy. We'll get back in the swing of things. Now, I'm getting ready to do a couple of giveaways this week for channel members. Just because I've been lax, I've only been doing one special video every week. And I figured I need to do something where they can leave a comment on a video. I've only got a few channel members, so it'll give people a good chance. But I will be back to giving away knives when I don't have the shame of giveaway knives sitting on my end table.
I've heard of a lot of people doing that, Terry. Stevie does it. That's where Stevie does that. He wears suspenders under his t-shirts to keep his pants from falling down.
In 7th grade, I went to a dance and I wore suspenders. The ones that you wore them proud.
Yeah.
And I've got pictures from that. I think suspenders make more sense than a belt.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, that was like the thing. Like pants didn't have belt loops. That's like a more modern take on.
Ed Harrison, hello, buddy. Glad the test was negative, man. I will keep praying for you, and I hope to see you healthy and happy in Atlanta, my friend. Hugs
I
awaiting.
want to see a funny knife. Not really funny, but here.
Terry, can't you just like lift your hand up underneath your shirt and unhook them?
That's a great knife. That's a Spartan field grade Talos.
It is. It's really good.
I do not know what I do with that.
I'm kind of saving this one because I met Curtis from Spartan Blades, and I'm going to see if I can get him to sign this.
That's why, I mean, I wear the denim jacket during the winter, and then now the the denim vest that you can fill, full of the knives. So if you have something heavy, you can just shove it in this instead of wearing weighing your pants down, right?
Hey, pocket metal. Here's my vest I wear all the time.
There you have it. I just don't know if I can. Do you wear it without a shirt? Do you have that snazzy hat like the other village people? You got them little metal chains that go in between.
Oh my lord. Trying to see what I had in here. Oh, hey, here. Oh, I'll show you this. I'll show you this for fun. This is an older steel wheel gecko.
That's an interesting looking handle. Is that micarta?
It is micarta, and this thing is so comfortable in hand.
Well, I mean, compared to a hinder, almost anything is.
Because this thing is really smooth. And also, what's funny about it is I got a low serial number. So this one's pretty rare.
Do you see Lefty selling off one of his Trevor Burgers? He's got 01 of the right-handed and 01 of the left-handed.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
And he sold his Devo, the one with the camo carbon, his favorite knife.
Oh, that's cool.
Good night, Ed. I hope you feel better, buddy.
Yeah, he said
Thanks
he got
for
a
being
good result from the doctor today.
Yeah, but he's still got to find out why he's coughing. He's got to go back tomorrow. But at least it wasn't TB.
Hopefully it's not cancer.
It's not. That COVID just lingers, man.
Well, I'll show you another one, JuhVon. How about this one? What do you think of this one?
Oh, that's a ZT, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That has got a hard-on lanyard on the back of it. That thing's stiffer than a...
Well, I mean, it's just I put it on there for now. I don't put it out.
I've got to get some... I've got to go get some lanyard string, and I want to get the size that's not micro, not nano, but it's not the full size. There's a size that's in between it that I get at the... what's it called? Mountain Outfitters here. So I can put it on a couple of slip joints. What's up, Knife Nut 69? Welcome, brother.
I only have it on a few slip joints, and I only use little leather stuff.
And that's what I was thinking too. It looks like they're almost designed for little
This
leather
thing.
because the holes seem so small.
That it seems even smaller than the ones on most of the ones that I have. You have one I bought that has a little like this. I put them on my I have one on one of those little video lights too, but I have this I bought from some guy that's his Instagram thing is Lost at Sea, and he's active service either like I don't know if it's Navy or Coast Guard or some such shit like that, but he's always getting fucking, going out and staying on the boat for X amount of months of the year. And he makes these little skulls with the anchors and it glows in the dark.
That's very cool. I just think having a little lanyard on these to get them in and out of slips might be handy on some of them. Like on my little Easy Pull, it's got a little small one too that looks like a little piece of leather or thin paracord is what you'd want. Actually, did you just puke? Don't puke, girl. Can y'all hear that gagging?
No, is your cat vomiting?
The German Shepherd's over there going, yeah.
Oh, I don't know what the hell. I don't know if it's the time of year or what, but it seems like every single day I wake up now and it's play Where Did the Cat Vomit? Where do I get to step in something? It's like, son of a bitch.
Well, the only good thing about dogs is typically, as gross as it sounds, they will eat their own vomit. Cats are like, fuck that. I'm going to cover it up with a sock.
Yeah, they do that. They'll find laundry or something and try to cover it up. Or now they've been, the girls like to kick their hay out of their cage, and so you have to, you wake up in the morning, there'll be some extra hay laying around on the floor. The cat eats it and then uses that to like help him vomit. So you get fucking that on your foot. It's real nice. Awesome.
For a bale, like a little metal bale, is that what you mean? Pocket stuff? Is that what a bale is? I'm not good at the terminology. On that little hole?
Yeah, you can buy these little bales like this. I have some that I bought for some knives and then just.
So what would you hook to that bale? Like a keychain, or would you hook it to a lanyard?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, these are always on camp knives, and I don't know why, but I like it. You know what I mean? Like, I love camp knives. Like the GEC camp knife that I got, and it didn't have a bail. That was like the one thing I wish it had was the bail on it. And it's just for me a visual thing. But yeah, you can hook a lanyard to it, like I did on this guy. And then, depending upon what you have it in, if it's in your bag or something, you can just have it dripped over the side so you can just grab it easier or some shit. You know what I mean?
Do you pick up your lanyard beads from different places? I know where you got that one you showed me.
This is the only ones I have for these two. There's a guy that, what the hell is it called? ZNC company or something that makes like different lanyard beads and shit for, it seems like a good price. And you can, pick the bead in the different color lanyard shit and they have micarta ones or, brass, titanium, copper. He makes a bunch of different little ones like that. But yeah, I honestly, like I said, the majority of the stuff that I put anything on is just a little leather with a little knot tied into it. And that's the only thing I put it on. And it just makes it, easier to grab out of a slip or whatever.
That's the only reason I think it would be handy,
Yeah, like this, I just have this little guy in there. And then it's just...
That's got the curved blade or the straight blade?
What's that?
Does that one have the curved blade or the straight blade?
Yeah, it's the like, very subtle bill. This is the pruner they just did a little while ago.
Good night, Jim Miller, channel member. I appreciate you stopping in, buddy. I appreciate you watching my videos and appreciate your friendship.
Yeah, I like that.
Alice Paracord does beads too.
Yeah, I don't. I got these, and that was about it.
Pretty fly, dude. Best thing to do is drink some milk. It will help. Or also, if you ate some hot chilies like that or anything, There's a guy that I seen on somewhere that eats anything that's spicy, and it doesn't affect him. Like
That
he'll eat the
weighs
Carolina Reaper.
0.6 of an ounce right there.
Oh my gosh,
That
that's
that dude.
whoa.
That's the same thing as that's the same skull as the back spacers are made out of.
That's cool.
So on this knife, I think I've shown you, Brant. This is a Michael Zeba that I got from Dark Gravity.
I want to try one out.
But those are the skulls.
Sweet.
And then on the inside,
it's
got some weird Norse script.
Yeah, it's Norseman.
But yeah, that doodad, I thought about putting on one, but it weighs more than the knives.
I think also someone said something about the Morris having the clips on them. You can use it on that, but they also make it so it like they snap together on other, like you can hook them together.
What's that?
The Morris, they have like a little like button system on them. The front thing here is like a button, and then the back thing has got a little hole in it, and then you could stack them for what the fuck ever reason, like you need to of the if you know.
But those are great knives for what they call.
Oh yeah.
I mean, those are super little knives.
I've never gotten one, and I'm gonna get one.
We have one that we use, like I've said before, one of the stainless steel versions, and that we buy frozen sausage, and if you need to cut it into pieces or whatever, I just fucking baton that shit with the fucking more, and it fucking doesn't break it or anything. I mean, that thing holds up amazingly well.
Yeah, I mean they're good work knives. Now, I heard if you eat one of those,
I'm definitely not going to put it on the
not a regular popsicle, but a creamsicle. I heard if you eat a creamsicle, that it'll take the heat off. Like when they have chicken wing contests, when people like tap out, they give them a creamsicle pop.
Yeah, I've heard people say that stuff's horrible on your ass.
Oh, I can't imagine. Did you see the sticker that Maddie did with the keister and the flame coming out of it?
Yeah, we were supposed to get those when we did our one chip challenge.
And no, they haven't come out yet.
I don't know. I didn't get one. I was with the group of people that did the first one.
I still think we should have like a live DMT challenge.
DMT challenge.
Where everybody...
I wanted to do like a pizza eating competition, but we'd have to get like a place that everyone has, so it'd have to be like a regular chain. Just do like get a large pizza from Domino's or what the fuck ever kind of shit like that, and do that, and everyone fucking queue off. But yeah, the pizza the hot thing challenge. Someone, I can't remember. I might have been Cue Ball. Put fucking hot sauce on his chip, and I was like, dude, that's cheating because the hot sauce is nowhere near as hot.
No, it's basically cooling off the chip.
Exactly, that's giving a coating to help it make it go easier. So I was like, fuck that.
I got it.
Dopey, we can make something happen. I like it. What's it say? U.S. Naval Aviation under it?
Yeah, it's a Top Gun from the movie Top Gun.
I've got to decide which knives I'm taking because I'm going to take a Maxpedition pouch in my shoulder pouch.
You can get one of these, JuhVon.
I've got one. I've got my Maxpedition. I've got two different styles, but they both hold about 6 or 8 knives.
This one's good. I love it.
Yeah, but without a strap on it, it's fucking. You're just carrying that around.
Well, I've got a shoulder.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the one Grant has.
Yeah, the Van Quest, and what I do is just drop it in there so I can show people knives. I've got to determine which knives I'm going to carry.
That's what I was saying.
You know what Forrest needs to do? He needs to start making patches.
Like this thing,
the
one shoulder strap.
Yep. That's similar to the one I've got, except it's got a different shape to it. but it's a one shoulder strap.
It's got a little pocket right here you can put stuff in.
Mine's got an external sheath I've got mounted there that I keep my AD-15 in. And then it's got a couple little hooks I put on there so I can hang when I'm in the woods. I've got a paracord dispenser, and then I've also got a micro cord dispenser for hanging up my hammock and running my
Here's mine.
ridge lines. Oh, that's sweet.
This is a SOG. SOG used to make things like this.
I gotta go get mine now.
I'm thinking about maybe using it again. Just one strap. Take the strap out. I think I might do that. This might be good to carry around. But yeah, I think I might do that.
Here's my show carrier.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
got water bags on the side, and then it's got I can just drop my VanQuest in there. But on the front here, I can also put knives in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. And it's got a place in the back, which is really cool and comes in handy in Atlanta. If I zip this side pocket open, right here.
Nice.
But my question is what is the purpose of bringing a bunch of knives to Blade Show? Unless it's things that you want to sell and hopefully not get caught.
No, I'm not bringing a bunch. I just want to have, knives to carry each day. So I'm only bringing like 4 or 5. I just don't know which 4 or 5 I'm bringing.
Gotcha.
And I can't find my, I've got this VanQuest pack has got a handy hidden pocket, and I can't find it. So it's evidently too handy and too hidden.
Yeah, that's what.
Here it is.
This thing has one on the backside right here.
Check this one out.
Oh, that's a big pocket. This is just a tiny little pocket.
Let me get my flashlight.
It's got a, right here.
Can you see that gray strap in there? Those gray loops?
Oh, yeah.
That's for my P365, and that's for an extra clip. And those hang in the back right here, so when you carry it, it just rides against your hip. You don't even know it's there. I'm not big on carrying poo-poo, but when I travel and I can be a target.
Where's your pocket for the best knife ever made?
It would be right here in the front. It would be one of these right here. And I'm gonna.
That's a pretty big looking bag.
It's a great size bag because it's actually what makes it look big is it's got, and I've got it expanded right now. But these things on the side that are also pockets are expandable water bottle holders. So they're still unzipped from last year where I was able to put like a big 32-ounce Evian bottle there and carry it around the show.
I love that someone's saying, Dopey here, just wear cargo shorts like a man. Put the purse in the bag.
Dopey's going to be my mule.
Cargo shorts are the most ridiculous things.
Yeah, last year it was warm, but I was more of a jeans guy. I like jeans and knives. For some reason, I just don't like wearing... And I've got cargo shorts, but they're more like polo-type shorts. And that's exactly right. I think having 2 straps is better. The reason I got the sling Mersault is I bought it originally just to carry my Uno hammock in and my wind tarp or my rain tarp, and so it was always really light. And since I now use it at shows, it would be more convenient if it had a shoulder strap, but it does have a center belt strap if you want to kind of distribute the weight over your back. But yeah, the double would be better, but it's smaller than a double.
This, with having the zippers on the side like this, and it being, you just wear it over the one shoulder, and then so you can sling it to the back,
or keep it
and
in
then
the
when you
front.
want it, yeah, you can just easily get your shit out of there. Where you can't do that with a book bag.
Well, what
used to
I
carry a
loved
book bag
about
all the
last
time.
year
This is
is I
ridiculous.
kept the
Way easier.
inside cavity empty because it was just big enough for me to put 3 or 4 knives in boxes that I bought there in it, and I always had it right there with me.
This is my favorite bag because it's a 511 72 ounce
That's a big one.
bag. This is, yeah, it's large because I love to carry a lot of stuff.
Did
Dude,
you
I
have
got
that in Texas?
I did. I carried that in Texas, yes. I carried
I
my.
used to use one like that as well, but goddamn had so many pockets and shit in it, I'd forget where the fuck I put stuff. Spend like 20 minutes
Yeah.
trying to find where I fucking put something in there.
And the moment I get home, I empty it all out, and I'm like, well, why did I do that for?
But I use that for when we travel, because I can put my laptop in it, so I can slap my laptop and camera equipment into there, and then have that as my carry-on for when we would have to fly.
The only electronic
while we're
equipment
flying
I
off.
carry in my little bag is my charging brick and my cables that go to that so I can recharge my phone. But I usually try to do it to travel light. But like if I go camping, it's got a bunch of paracord hooked to it. It's got knives hooked to it. More shit than I really need.
Yeah, I just meant flying when I said travel. I didn't mean, camping or whatever. I'm not bringing a laptop.
5-door, those were the good days when we could just pull that red wagon loaded down with our shit.
Dude, I've seen people on planes using those fucking bag lady things, and I was like, that's fucking genius. Because you can wheel it all around the airport with you, and then they let you fucking just store it in the front of the fucking plane because it folds down.
Oh,
So
really?
Yeah. I was like, damn, I didn't fucking know. So if you don't have like the wheelie luggage, or if you're carrying like random crazy shit with you, then those things are pretty fucking legit.
That is a
For that
flying
kind of
hack for sure. Who would have thought?
Yeah, man. But yeah, for the most part, I just fucking either check my main shit and then fucking. I have a book bag that's like rants that I use for carrying the stuff that I don't want to, them throwing around.
Yeah, I hate checking anything on the airport. Anytime I travel, I try to carry everything in a carry-on. And that's why I never carry knives when I travel, which sucks.
If I wasn't bringing, computers, hard drives, camera equipment, then I could put clothes inside that bag. But yeah, there's no fucking way.
Well, right. Well, you guys, a lot of your life is documenting it and taking photos. And for me, if I can use my iPhone a little bit, but I'm rarely, my squirrel brain, if I'm around a bunch of people, there's no way I would be able to break out of my focus and film something. I'd just be lugging a bunch of gear. But I don't have a bunch of gear, so. But I ought to
You
think
should
if I
get one
want
of
to pack
these
up my
hats.
live stream stuff.
This thing, you could put so many patches on this thing.
Let me show you a hat not to get. Because I got this shirt today from StreamYard. And it's dark. And I don't know if you can see the back. Probably can't because it's black writing. See that font?
Yeah.
It says choose debate, not hate. And I've got some black hats that say choose debate, like hate, not hate. But I would have thought that they would have chosen a light thread for the dark shirts and dark for the light, but no. They only go one way, so I've got to go on and pull off all the shit that is like this. It's navy blue where it doesn't show up. But I've got some cool dad hats that say choose debate
cool.
on the front, not hate on the back.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Well, they're not ready yet because they've got to be revised.
I can't wear a baseball cap unless I shave off all my hair.
I've got some of those beanies too. But I've got to check them to make sure that the colors are right, because I guess I'm going to have to choose colors that'll show up with black thread. I guess they won't give you a choice there, or I missed it.
Yeah, Todd, that's what I was saying earlier. Is I don't trust them with my camera equipment, or computers, so I carry that shit on.
No, you should always carry electronics on, just because of the pressurization.
It is another pain in the ass though, because they make you take everything fucking out into the line, so you're like fucking pulling it. I mean, it's a pain in the ass,
especially when you're traveling dirty.
You know, here's the thing about that. I used to carry my iPad, and it went through the scanner, and they said they didn't even take it out. They didn't even They're like, we don't take those out.
They used to take all that shit out, and I would have a little film canister that's not a film canister. It's a little vacuum sealed tube, and it would have devil's lettuce in it, and it would be in that same bag. And every time they would go through that, and I'd open it up, have the laptop out, and then the bag would be going through on its own, and they'd be looking at the laptop and shit, and I'm watching that fucking bag.
I've seen dogs in airports. So
but this is vacuum sealed. They're allegedly searching for gunpowder, but everybody knows that trains dogs that they usually train on more than one hit. So I would think they probably would hit on that. But this little container, it's called a easy travel tube or something, but it's got this weird button that once you put your oregano in there, you push the button, it closes and lets the vacuum out, and then when you release the button, it seals it in there. So it's virtually, you could take a shit in there and you wouldn't smell it till you opened it.
I would like you to test that out for me. Yeah, Terry, I don't know, man. Dude,
they do in Alabama, buddy.
I don't have a hat around me right now, but I can tell you, like, when I have hair, like if I take my hair out of this hat, I have to like put it on the last absolute snap, and it barely fits on my fucking head.
Pocket Metal has hair that makes Stephen Wright in his heyday look bald.
Also, you know, it's not like I have a little fucking head or some shit. You know, my head's not fucking small. I'm a big person.
That is 100% true, Marisol. The pre-check is the way to go.
Yeah, I didn't do that. For a short bit of time, like we missed a flight because we're flying out of Seattle in the winter, and I used to wear a knee brace before I had my knee operation, and I had to go through the fucking metal thing fucking like 5 or 6 times, and it was fucking ridiculous.
I'll tell you something that was really interesting experience, and I'm glad I didn't get caught up in it. I traveled with a buddy of mine who we used to own a business together. He was the owner, Jimmy Helms, and we'd gone to Las Vegas for the Kitchen and Bath show. And the last night, we'd gone out really late, and we ended up at this place called Tangerines. It was a nightclub in Ritzy, Vegas. I remember Britney Spears and Kevin Federline were there as a couple. That's how long ago it was. But Jimmy had given his credit card to the bar to open a tab. Well, we left about 4 o'clock in the morning. We had to fly out like at 10 the next morning. And we get back to the rooms. We go to sleep for a couple of minutes, an hour or two. And then Jimmy calls me panicked. He doesn't have his credit card. He left it at the bar. So we call Tangerines and we find out that the owner lives in a penthouse and they don't open till 10 p.m. Well, we're flying out in an hour. So Jimmy has to call his secretary, who has to call Southwest Airlines and let him know that his driver's license and his credit card were left at a bar in Las Vegas. Can he still board the plane? And they made some special exception and gave him a gate to go through the check. And he did. And I had to follow him down there. And because he was a unique passenger with those special instances, they selected him to run him through the sniffer. Have y'all seen that machine? It's a big glass, like think of it as a car wash that you walk through, and it's got all these spouts of air on the wall that blow. So when he was walking through, it would look like he was getting shots to his head because his hair would blow and his shirt would blow. So what it's doing is it's blowing air against you as you walk through, and then it's analyzing that air for traces of gunpowder, traces of illicit substances. So basically, as you walk through, it's blowing you with these jets of air, and then the sensors are smelling what's coming off of you. So he got through it with no problem, but it was just like, dude, that was the weirdest experience because it's pressurized in there, but it's called the sniffer.
It's like what if you fucking lit up in the parking lot before you fucking flew out?
Dopey, I was the Hoover. Well, then you'd be fine, right? Because even if they smell it and then they do a deeper search, that's all it's going to lead to is a deeper search. So as
Deeper
long as you
search.
know you're clear, yeah, it could be. But as long as you know you're clear, you're fine. And that's what got me in trouble coming back from Vegas this past time last year is I'd gone to the dispensary and gotten a bunch of edibles and ate them all before my flight because I didn't want to have any on the flight because I was flying back to a non-legal state and woke up in New York instead of Nashville at 5 o'clock in the morning. And it turns out that I have no recollection of it, but I did the right thing because I was at my gate and my Delta app went off and told me that there'd been a flight change, that instead of changing over in Nashville, I'd be changing over in New York. And evidently, in my coma, I got up and walked to the right gate, got on the plane, fell asleep, was sitting in the airport like at 4:30 in the morning, waiting for the gate to open at 5 because it was a red eye. And I hear the LaGuardia weather, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be in New York. So I walk up when the lady from Delta finally comes to the gate to open it up. I walk up to her, and I'm like, ma'am, can I ask you a dumb question? I thought I was supposed to be in Nashville. And she goes, oh, no, you're fine. Your plane got diverted this morning, and you'll be flying into Nashville in about 2 hours. I was like, phew, thank you. But I have no recollection of that.
Yeah, I couldn't fly by myself because I have to be fucking just annihilated to get on a plane.
It's terrifying for me. I have no use.
I'm way too claustrophobic to be in that fucking tube for, we were flying cross country, so it's like 7-8 hour fucking flight.
You've got to have something that's going to knock you down and put you in relaxing land.
Yeah, I can't. Like, she literally like leads me around through the fucking place, and I'm just fucking. I don't know where I am, what's going on. She holds the tickets, and I just fucking sit where I'm told to sit and fucking pass out. And
hey, that's why you all are a team, man. You've got to have teams to take care.
Yeah, there's no way I could fucking do that shit, man. It's fucking.
I've done it. It's brutal because I always get stuck in the middle seat, even though I pick my seats. It never fails that I get stuck in the middle seat between two people that I don't want anything to do with.
We don't fly on unless you can pick the seat you're going to be in, and I would always get the aisle seat so I can kick my legs out into them, But you fall asleep and that lady comes through with that fucking cart, man. I've been nailed in the fucking leg with those damn beverage carts. Fuck, it hurts.
And it wakes you up in that kind of jolted state because nobody wants to wake up until you hear the landing gear to go down.
Yeah, man, that shit fucking hurts. Well, once I'm like completely like fucking whacked out of my brain, then it's fine. But if I'm not before I get on the plane, then it's no good.
I've only flown twice since I quit drinking, which was 8 years ago on the 17th. And I used to that was my favorite thing about airports was getting boozed up, getting on the plane, not being obnoxious, but just knocking me out, right? Then I drink Bloody Marys on the plane. And flying sober, layovers suck because airports used to be joyous places because if you had a long airport layover, you'd go to the bar, hang out, watch part of some stupid game, whatever it was, lacrosse, drink, have a sandwich. And now it's just like, what am I going to do for this hour and a half? And I find myself in the newsstands reading books.
When I saw someone say they took 3 Valium, I can't remember what the how it works, but I take like 25 milligrams. I think it's 25 milligrams of diazepam to fly.
Diazepam is the generic of that's 2.5 Valiums. 2 blues and a orange. I forget what color Valiums were. Blue, yellow, white. I can't remember. I think they were blue, yellow, white. But yeah, man, I've back in the day when I used to fly, I had some crazy flights. I used to have some crazy stories, but none of them are really YouTube friendly. But don't fly. It's not wise to fly when you're level 3, level 4 hallucinating. that does not take the edge off anything. All the Crown and Cokes that they have on a plane, a DC-9 will not take the edge off that.
Yeah, I don't want to be fucking doing that kind of shit on a plane. That would
No, you want to
just
be
make
in
things
the
a
woods.
lot worse.
You want to be sitting around a fire with people you know and love, or you want to be hanging out in a house where it's kind of low key and safe. You don't want to be in a crowd. You sure as fuck don't want to be on a fucking airplane with a bunch of strangers and looking out the window swearing you're seeing the guy from Twilight Zone ripping shreds off the engine.
Yeah, that's yeah. I don't like to be near the wings either, and I don't want to be the person who's by the emergency exit.
I've learned that I want to be as close in coach to the front as I can, just because I can get out quicker. I hate being in the back where you can always get a seat, but I hate when you land and you have to wait for 30 minutes to get off.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I don't know. I'm just glad to be fucking landed.
The other. Yeah, I'm glad to be safe too. And you're gonna hit the cornfield last if you're in the back.
So.
Well, guys, we've been going about 3.5 hours, and we've got Maddie and them coming in about 30 minutes. And we got to let Pocket Metal eat. We got to let Brant count as hinderers. But I enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight. Brant, you got any words of wisdom for the tribe?
Hinder knives rule.
It's good seeing you, buddy. Happy birthday month. Pocket Metal, what do you got to share with everybody?
The only knife you ever needed was a slip joint. If you buy anything else, you're just telling yourself lies.
There's truth in that statement. Guys, I love you all. I appreciate you being here. Dopey, that is a hero dose. I love it. Look out for the guy or gal to your left. Look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Keep loving your heart. Choose to bait, not hate. I love y'all.